report the news that nobody has the balls to report.
Why am I the only one breaking stories like this? You can call me Uncle 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
do not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
I think they don't like the things that I'm saying and they want me to stop saying them, but I'm not. I'm never going to stop. Now, these are the kind of stories, guys, that must be told.
I'm just a guy who's breaking stories and reporting news from my basement.
Yo! Oh, shit, that's blurry. That's not going to do at all. Hold on. Hold on. Can I fix that? Oh, it's corrected. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, turtle riders everywhere. Tonight's the big night. Obviously, who's in the house? You see a lot of people here. Okay. So anyway, guys, welcome to the Turtleboy live show. We do this every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. So go ahead, please, if you haven't done so, and smash that subscribe button. We're like 70 away, I think, right now from 26,000. So help us get there. You can also and hit the notification button bell, because you never know when we're going to do an impromptu live like I did today on the way home from court with Crissy Yakimowsky, because I know some of you guys like court updates, so do it that way. We're also live streaming on Rumble right now. I'm going to put it in the comment section. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the comments of the live show. Boom, done. All right, cool. So you can watch there if you want. Subscribe to our Rumble, because they're always taking down our content over here. I can't count on it being up for like ever. So Rumble seems pretty solid. So make sure you're subscribing over there. You don't have to watch it live right now. You can watch it here. I'll be checking the comments back and forth. It's all the same shit. So also, guys, if you like the program and want to contribute to what we do here, this whole thing we're about to do right now, this Ratchet Madness thing, it doesn't just have like, this is a lot of fucking work, man. And people offer to help, but there's nothing I can do to like delegate the responsibility. Like, I'm the only one that can do this. I have to set the entire bracket up. Like, I had to go through first I got to go through a year's worth of blogs. I had to go through every single blog, and I had to come up with like 150 candidates for this tournament. And then I had to narrow it down to 64, which is a lot harder than you think. And then you got to seed them. Tops get the 1 seeds, then the 2s, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then you have to have images for each one, because I'm going to do a little slideshow presentation for this tonight. And you got to have links for each of them. And you got to remember, you got to like touch up on each of the blogs. So I was up to like 3 in the morning last night. So that was fun. I'm exhausted today, but so if you guys like the content, but it's all worth it, because like next week I'll have even more work to do. When I have to put together the blogs for these, and you guys vote on who advances to the next round. But it's all worth it, because I literally love Ratchet Madness. I live for it. It is a lot of work, but it's so worth it. And I know that you guys look forward to it more than anything, because it's reliving the good ones, man. And this is our 7th annual Ratchet Madness tournament, guys. 7th annual. And by the way, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Give us a thumbs up and leave a comment afterwards. Comment afterwards. I want you to tell me who you predict is going to win the Ratchet Madness tournament. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with how Ratchet Madness works, this is the 7th time we've done this. In 2017, we came up with the idea of, I was watching March Madness, and it's like, you know what? Wouldn't it be cool if we had like a Ratchet Madness to decide who's the biggest Ratchet? Because it would be competitive. And it was really successful in 2017, and we've been doing it every year since. And I just put out a blog like an hour ago going over previous year's winners. For the newbies. In 2017, our inaugural winner was Ashley Lasapio, the judge's daughter there, involved in the 𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗺 𝗵𝗂𝗍 love affair. Then we had 2018 Didi Delgado. That was a runaway. She won by a lot. Then we had Ryan Waters. He was a 2 seed that year. Didi was a 1. She was a 2. Ryan was a 2. Nikki Evans was a 3 seed. She's the first 3 seed to ever win Ratchet Madness. she beat Crusty Panties and made it to the Final Four. So she made the Final Four that year in 2020 and won the whole thing. Monica Cannon Grant is the biggest winner we've ever had in 2021. She won overwhelmingly. And last year was really one of the more wide open tournaments. Monica and Giannetti were both back. They both made the Final Four, but they lost to the 5th seeded Harmony Montgomery Parents. So you never know who's going to win. Like the Fall River Gutter Muppet was the runner up the first year. She was a 6th seed. So you never know what's going to happen in Ratchet Madness. Sometimes, I mean, I seed them, in my opinion, so for those of you unfamiliar with how this works, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to seed them. So the top 4, what I consider the biggest ratchets are, and I had to go through them all. I went through all the blogs and I made the top 4 ratchets the 1 seeds. Now, define ratchet. Like, for instance, like, is somebody, who has run a shady business? Like, are they that ratchet? Nah, not really. It's not really that ratchet. Even though it might have been one of the bigger blogs I did. So sometimes some of the bigger blogs I did don't even make it onto Ratchet Madness. It is the most ratchet of them all. And you might have forgotten some of these, but I went through them all, every single blog. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot how ratchet this person was. I forgot about some of these. Like some of them you're going to see and I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot about 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗹. That was one of the greatest names I ever came up with. 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗹. Oh, how did I forget that one? I don't even remember him. Don't even remember him. So, and I wrote it. I'm not even writing blogs anymore. So it's going to be interesting tonight to see what happens. And how this works is on the first week, it's the first round. So the ones there's 4 regions and the ones will play the 16s. And what I mean by play is that I'll put it in a blog and you will be able to vote in a poll about who should advance. You'll have 24 hours to vote. Whoever gets the most votes advances to the next round. The 8 plays the 9, the 4, 13, the 5 plays the 12, the 6 plays the 11, the 3 plays the 14, the 2 plays the 15, and the 7 plays the 10. And we go on like that until we have 4 left, and then we have a champion eventually. It's just like with Real Madness. So what we're going to be doing tonight is revealing the bracket. Now, I just, out of curiosity, in the comments, who do you guys think are going to be the 1 seeds? Because I've never had a year where it's been less obvious about who the 1 seeds are going to be. Who do you guys think are going to be the 1 seeds? Kate was a 1-seeder first year. Rashana, I mean, giving her too much credit. Tony Branch is not in it this year. Tony Branch was in the Final Four last year. He's not in it this year. All his ratchet stuff, it's got to be what they've done in the last year. Like they have to be ratchet in the last year. Kate, she'll be in there for sure. For sure. The nurse baby murder. No, see, that's an example of something that's not really ratchet at all. That's just fucked up. There's a difference between fucked up and ratchet. A lot of people saying Chef Mike. Okay. So I think we're going to be surprised here. It's like a lot of, you're going to be surprised. Let's just put it that way. You're going to be surprised. So without further ado, I think it's time that we get started to reveal the 2023 Turtleboy Ratchet Madness bracket. So let me pull this up. Actually, I'll have to change my input here. Come on. Oh, and by the way, if you guys want to contribute to the program, by the way, I'll be able to read out all the super chats afterwards. You can't do super chat because I have the wrong opinions about vaccine mandates. So you will have to donate by clicking the link at the top to Turtle Chat. And it's great because Google took 40% of that shit anyway. So if you want to contribute to the program, to the Ratchet Madness Fund, just click at the link at the top that brings you to something called Turtle Chat. You can donate whatever amount of money you want while doing that. I will get an email notification when you do. I will read your message out loud to the class, or you can do Cash App. I've already gotten 2 Cash Apps here from Carrie Andrade sends $20 for Ratchet Madness. Thank you very much, Carrie. And Claire McKenna sends $15 for Mike G. Said not to give you money. Here. Thanks, Gianetti. You did that for me, sir. I appreciate that, my guy. I really do appreciate that. Okay. What the fuck is Cash App? It's a ghetto app that people use, and it's actually better than PayPal. Like, I like it more, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm banned from PayPal, so I have to use Cash App. All right. And yes, we do have the Chicago Bulls theme song. Are we ready? You guys do this? What does this sound like? Is the music too loud? Is the music just right? What do you guys think? I a little lower. Here we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2023 Turtleboy Ratchet Madness. We're going to be starting off tonight with the 16 seeds. Our first contestant, 2023 Ratchet Madness, from Bridgeport, Connecticut. For some reason, these Christians let their children roam free in the backyard with gasoline cans everywhere, and one of them done burnt their face off. Except instead of blaming their stupid kid, they blamed the other kids for literally lighting him on fire, and then made $650,000 off of the GoFundMe. Their Turtleboy names are, what the fuck do we call these people? They were called the Bridgeport GoFundMe Gophers. The Bridgeport GoFundMe Gophers. Excellent. Okay. Next up. From Weymouth, Massachusetts. There was a incident in which a Weymouth couple left an allegation that a babysitter named Kayla was no good and don't hire her. But as it turns out, Kayla witnessed extreme domestic abuse in the house, including towards the children, and ended up having to call DCF, and they done got their kids snatched up, and that's why they went and smeared the babysitter on the Weymouth Is Everything Facebook group. They are known as 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺 and 𝗵𝗵𝗴𝗹. Next up, our next 16 seed from Wareham, Massachusetts. Every year around Christmas, we get some of these critters here scamming people. Well, one unemployed couple used baby voice to ask the community to buy them gift cards. After spending all year begging and freeloading, acting like this isn't a normal, everyday occurrence for these ratchets. They're known around these parts as the Wareham Womb and the Falmouth. The fuck's the other one called? The Falmouth. I gotta get my names right here. The fentanyl ferret. The Falmouth fentanyl ferret. There we go. And the last 16 seed in 2023 Ratchet Madness. Out of Worcester, Massachusetts. A gentleman who might have a few screws loose. He decided to, after losing the mother of his children in a car accident 6 or 7 years ago, this guy might have lost his mind. he has started a one-man war against the Department of Child and Family Services. Has threatened to kidnap his own kids, a whole bunch of shit involving the police getting arrested, violating. He asked me to write for him so he wouldn't be in violation of the probation. I don't even think we gave this guy a name. He's a fucking psychopath. His name is Jason Moodley. Jason Moodley. It's our final 16 seed. On to the 15 seeds. Audio sucks. Is it not loud enough? Hold on. I want to get this right. What needs to be louder, me or the music? Let me know, me or the music. It sounds like ass, huh? Okay, we're gonna get this right. It needs to be done right. The speaker is screwing up your mic. Well, I'm using the computer. The audio's choppy. Don't 86. Both makes it rough. Can you guys tell me, like, I need to be louder? All right, I'll get closer because I don't even think I'm using. Hold on, can you guys? If I plug this mic in, can you let me know if you can hear the music stuff? If the music's too. Can you guys hear music if I do this, or is the music like wicked faint now? Sounds like I'm in a tunnel. Gotcha. Okay. All right, hold on. We'll fix it. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get this. How about I do this, Mike? If I talk like this, is it? If I talk like this, is it okay? It's not okay, Linda says. I cut out. That's what you're saying. I cut out, huh? Fucking unbelievable. Okay. How about this? Deb, can you? I'm gonna have Deb jump in. We're gonna get this right. We're gonna get this right because there's got to be music. It's done without music. I'm gonna send Deb the link because she knows how to do this. Okay. I think that's the right one. Yeah. All right. Because I want to get this right. It has to be done right. I sound great now? Sounds shitty. I'm like hearing fucking everything. Yeah, I can't be shitty and great. One of those is completely wrong. The music does make it. There has to be music. There has to be music. Sound better, but can't hear the music. It's because here's the deal, guys. Like when I share the screen on here, it's going to play whatever I play. But I can't share the image and in the music at the same time. I can only share one thing. That's the problem. The mic's in. Don't worry. Okay. I'm a Capricorn. Thank you for asking. Use your phone for the music and no. I sound awesome now, but does the music? There has to be music. There must be music. Can you guys hear me when I do this? Can you hear? Like, is it okay? Can you hear me at the music? Can I talk over the music at the same time? It's muffled. Okay. There's no music. Great. All right. Hold on. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna get this right. Okay. The person I sent it to before, you can't, my computer won't work. Okay. Can you do it? Like, because there has to be music. I've been spending like literally the entire fucking day doing this. Kind of the shitty part about it. Yes, you can hear me. Either it's muffled or it's not, guys. Either it's muffled or it's bad or it's not. There's no music right now. Okay. Well, I just turned it off. So there's that. So we're going to get this right. We're not going to do it all, period. I am new to your channel. I found you because of Lorian. Oh, welcome. Right now, it's great. Right now, I'm not playing music. So that can't be right. That definitely cannot be right. Can I reload the music? What the fuck does that mean? Like, if I'm talking right now, thank you, Crystal. If I'm talking right now, can you guys hear me okay? And can you hear the music okay? And I swear to God, if I hear one person say it sounds good, another person it sounds bad, I'm going to lose my mind because it can't be good and bad. So now we're seeing nope and good and nothing. Okay. So clearly, the person I messaged before, you know who you are. I don't want to say your name on here. Okay. Can you please click on that link? Okay. Hold on. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, we'll give this another shot. Hold on. All right, let me see the mic. Mic is good here, but then when I play the music, that requires me to share my screen, which means I can't share those images. See what I'm saying here? Like if I share this, if I do it like this, and I share this screen, see that? And then I play it. That worked. This, I believe this works, correct? Yeah, I know it's good now, but we don't have the pictures. And now, see what I'm saying? If I want to share the pictures, I'm guessing the music just stopped, right? Did the music just stop? Did the music just stop? Did the music stop? Okay, it did. Okay. See what I'm saying? Do you see the conundrum here? So my two options here are use this mic, the good mic, and share the video where I play the music. That's option one. The downside of that is I don't get to show the pictures. Option two is use my computer mic, which is this one. Like, how does that sound? Does this sound okay? I suppose I could play music on my phone. I suppose I could. The streaming setup's fine. Okay. The problem is I need another person. That's what I need. If I had somebody backstage now, they could play the video and it would be no problem. So if anybody wants to volunteer for that right now, they can do that. Or I can just get ghetto and just fucking play it on my phone. But that's going to sound fucking horrible. I know it sounds okay, but there's no music. I don't know if we're not getting this. There needs to be music. It's gay without music. Okay. So, in order to do this, if you're going to volunteer for this, you have to have a desktop. It will not work on a phone. You have to have a computer. Would anybody like this? Would anybody like to volunteer to do this? It's a really easy job. You just play the fucking video in the background. That's it. Okay. KG, are we friends on Facebook? Can you message me on Facebook? Okay. Okay, I'm sure you will. All right. All right. So message me on Facebook. I'll wait and see. If you'd like to volunteer to do it. Hold on. Steven can do it. Okay. Does anybody want to do it? Or I can 7-pounder. Can you do it? No offense. Can you do it? Have you been? Hold on. What's back up to KG mean? Does anyone want to do it? Anyone? I just need someone. Okay. Do you want to do it? All right. If so, I'll send you an invite. All right. Anyway, how's everyone else doing? Let me check the donos. Okay, we got nothing. We're good. All right. I'm on my phone, so it's okay. Does anyone want to do it? Does anybody use a computer anymore? Okay. No, you don't have to do anything. Okay. Okay, so I got someone. Just click on that. I got someone right now. All right, we got someone. Click on that. And it's going to take 2 minutes to get this set up. Hold on. We're going to have to make this quick. All right. I'm on my TV. That's cool. Interesting. 7-pounder. I love you. I don't trust you to do it. Like, I love you. I don't trust you. All right, hold on. Okay, so we got someone backstage. All right. So, all right. So, Matt, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the link to this video in our chat there. Did you get it? The Chicago Bulls theme song?
Yep, got it.
Okay. Click on that.
Yep.
All right. And then you see at the bottom where it says present.
Yep. Cheers.
Yeah, well, actually, just try playing that right now without doing present. Just play the video and see if we hear any audio. Play it for me.
Will do. Playing.
Okay, we got nothing. So hit present.
Yep.
And then share screen.
Yeah, hold on. Got it.
Okay. All right.
Go.
And then click the screen with the video.
Yep.
Now press play. Is that
we good?
Ah, shit. No, it's going to be one or the other. God damn it. It's not going to work. Dude. No, it's okay, because then I'd have to do this, right? And that would be the same situation we had before. Okay, fuck it. I'm just going to play it on my phone. We're going to get ghetto. Thank you anyway, sir.
No worries.
All right, bye. All right, we're going to get ghetto. Fuck it. How did I do this in years past? Like, this was never a fucking issue before. Ever an issue. Are you guys sure? Like, what if I turn attack? Like, is this bad? Can this be done like this? I know. I'm going to get through it. Trust me. How about this? Does this work? How about this? Can you guys hear me okay? Does it work? This is clear audio. How can one person say clear and another say muffled? It cannot possibly be both. Seriously. Okay, so I do sound bad. So it's not clear audio. Okay. Last year the audio was horrible. I don't fucking know what the solution is here. It's muffled but not terrible. Like, I want to hear it. I'm just going to listen myself. I'll be the judge. I'll decide. That's, how could you guys say this was good? This is fucking horrible. You literally you cannot hear any music. This is fucking horrible. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this mic.
It's muffled, but not terrible.
All right, I'm going to use this mic, and I'm just going to play it on my phone real close to the mic. You sound fine, but you can't hear the music. Exactly. All right. We're going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to play the music from my phone. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
QuickBooks Self-Employed matches and categorizes expenses automatically. Maximize your tax savings this year.
I don't think she's feeling it right now.
I will be on my phone all week. Looks
like if I play it like this, how does this sound? What do you guys think of that? Is this faint? It's mad loud. This audio is good like this. Now it's, dude, it can't be yes and horrible. It cannot be good and horrible at the same time. One of those answers is right. Okay, everybody's saying good, so we're going to go with that. Okay, I'll keep it right around the mic. All right, so we're starting over. Going to the 15 seeds. Here we go. All right. On to the 15 seeds. We're good. All right. So for the 15 seeds, our first 15 seed. This individual is from, where's he from? He is from Taunton, Massachusetts. We found him on the Brockton Hub complaining that he had to pay overdue child support. He repeatedly called his daughter a bastard, so we wrote about it. Unfortunately, he has never really left our page, and he appears to be like a new Ryan Waters, which is never going to go away. He's known as, on ours, as 𝗄𝗲𝗄𝗆 Child Support. We named him 𝗄𝗲𝗄𝗆 Child Support, Thomas Espinoza. Next one. This individual we found on a dating app of all places. He's probably one of the wealthier people we've ever had on here for Rachet Madness. He went on a date he's a financial advisor, and he went on some dates with some women. And every single woman he ever went on a date with, he ends up calling fat if they won't have sex with him. Every single one. And we wrote the original blog, and then dozens of other women came forward and said the same thing. He threatened to sue us, and then Mark Randazza wrote him a hilarious response to his cease and desist notice. His name is 𝗿𝗏𝗄𝗆. 𝗿𝗏𝗄𝗆. That's what we named him. All right, next up. From another one from Worcester, Massachusetts. Over the summer, a 15-year-old girl went missing. And no, for once, it wasn't crusty panties. It sounds like I'm yelling. Okay. Hold on. Is this better? All right. Let me get this right. All right. Here we go. So the Worcester police asked for their help in reuniting a missing 15-year-old girl with her parents, but the girl ended up posting that she was fine. She posted on her page that she was fine and posted some disturbing messages from her mother saying that she hopes that the people that she ran away with rape and kill your ass so I can bury you and live in peace, you dirty dog. I wish I had an abortion. Nice mom. She's known as Mommy Montana, they call her. Mommy Montana. And the final 15 seed is from Athol, Massachusetts. This gentleman is kind of woke, is credited with being the youngest black
marijuana shop business owner in the country. He got by knowing the right buzzwords, equity, inclusion, all that shit. But as it turns out, he is in fact a psychopath who tries to have sex with every single woman he comes in contact with, and then went on an Instagram rant where he threatened to kill a bunch of former employees. Not good. Not good. He is the Nigerian nugget nutter. The Nigerian nugget nutter from Athol, Massachusetts. There we go. All right, next up. On to the 14 seeds. Our first 14 seed. It's from Leominster, Massachusetts. Some parents were upset that they were being shamed for allowing their children to live in squalor. But as it turns out, this was for good reason, because their house was literally the most disgusting thing you've ever seen since that Blackstone House of Horrors thing. It was like literally the most trashed house you've ever seen. Roaches everywhere, etc. We call them the Leominster Lard Lizards. The Leominster Lard Lizards. Next up. And how's the music? Okay, too loud? The House of Many Comes. Yeah, something like that. All right. Next up from Griswold, Connecticut. Griswold, Connecticut, right near the casinos. These individuals. This woman had a stepson who diddled her 14-year-old daughter. Her stepson looks like a big, fat, 28-year-old ogre. And instead of turning him into the police, she helped the stepson destroy evidence and never reported anything at all, and ended up getting arrested herself. She is the, that's not her, the Griswold 𝗏𝗏𝗏. The Griswold 𝗏𝗏𝗏. And the final 14 seed from Manchester, New Hampshire. This individual is actually, no, this is the richest person we've ever had at Ratchet Madness. He's probably a billionaire. He owns like a yacht, a bunch of spaceships and private jets and shit. And he made all of his money off of scamming insurance companies by basically housing a bunch of junkies. And he ends up sleeping with a bunch of his fucking former clients, including one that he conceived a child with. And he may or may not have hired a goon to throw a rock through an NPR reporter's window. That person is the Granite State junkie flunky 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Oh, and the final 14 seed, I apologize. We have one more 14 seed. This individual is from Nashua, New Hampshire. Over the summer, he is a rapper, of course, and he was arrested for murdering a 53-year-old man and had been posting videos threatening rivals with guns on social media for months. And no one said a goddamn thing. And of course, he's a rapper as well. He goes by the Nashua Melanin Milkshake. The Nashua Melanin Milkshake. Next one. 13 seeds. Let's go. Here we go. All right. Our first 13 seed is from Warwick, Rhode Island. This individual, let me pull him up. Where'd he go? There it is. So, he announced on Facebook one day that he was having a baby. And usually that's a pretty happy event. Except the girl turned out to be 17 years old. And he had been having sex with her and grooming her since she was 12. She was a runaway, a vagrant. And by the way, this guy's got a long and documented criminal history. We call him the Warwick, where'd he go? The Warwick relapse rebounder. The Warwick relapse rebounder. The next 13 seed. A woman from Leicester, Massachusetts, who was a former turtle rider, but decided to join something called Team Storm. Team Storm, a grown woman. And lost a bunch of weight, cheated on her husband, and decided that she was going to start sending t-shirts to my house with QR codes on them and rebrand herself as Boss Bitch with a straight face. We all know it. That would be Roshana Buckley. We didn't give her a Turtleboy name, did we? Maybe we should. The next up for the 13 seeds. Our next 13 seed. Also from New Hampshire. All right. Where'd it go? All right. This individual was arrested for bestiality. He fucked a dog. But the best part about it is that he got caught with with cameras in the house. And he claimed, and he came on Facebook and actually said this, that he wasn't actually fucking the dog. He was just pretending to fuck the dog to see if he was being watched. He actually wrote those words out. We call him the New Hampshire Rover Leftover. Rover Leftover. And our final 13 seed, the final 13 seed of 2023 Ratchet Madness. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Two junkies in Lawrence decided that they were going to go ahead and steal a car. They're going to go to the store for the purposes of stealing a car. Except the car that they stole done had a baby in it. And they realized it shortly afterwards and ended up dropping the thing off at the hospital. As it turns out, the two of them have a long and documented criminal history of all sorts of shit. And just for the fuck of it, they also came on the Facebook page and decided to defend their good honor. We call them Bonnie and Chlamydia. Bonnie and Chlamydia. So there's our 13 seeds. Let's go. Time for the 12 seeds, folks. Here we go. All right. Hold this up. Our first 12 seed. Where'd they go? Oh, this is a good one. Okay, this woman is from Abington, Massachusetts. It's not a town that we often see in Ratchet Madness, but she earned her way on here for a good reason. She's basically a sugar baby who poses all over Instagram looking like a fucking Barbie doll, more filters than Dump Truck, with her little cute puppies, except inside the house was one of the most disgusting displays of animal abuse you'll ever see. She went by, her Turtleboy Ratchet name was the Sugar Baby Boner Owner. The Abington, where'd she go? Sugar Baby Boner Owner. There she is. All right. Oops. Next 12 seed. Actually, red starts over. I gotta keep going into this. Next 12 seed. We have from Boston, Massachusetts. Our first politician here. We got a few politicians on there. A woman who, I believe, to my knowledge, is the first city councilor in Boston history to marry a convicted murderer while he was behind bars. She is perhaps one of the more hood-tastic elected officials I've ever seen. She actually came on during a city council meeting, nearly started a riot and asked if you want, and said, if you want that smoke, then you can get that smoke. She is Tanya Fernandez Anderson. Next 12 seed up. We have here. Who do we got? Where are these two from? Okay, this is a lovely couple. A couple from Millbury, Massachusetts. All right, so this woman decides that she's going to go on the Millbury town page and ask for Christmas gifts like 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas started, and ask for Jordans and all really specific shit. Didn't do any Christmas shopping. Claimed that her husband couldn't work because he sprained his ankle, but that doesn't make any sense. As it turns out, her husband is a registered level 3 sex offender, and they've been doing this for literally years, posting all over Millbury Facebook pages, so it's nothing new. We call them what does it call them? Oh, the 𝗵𝗄𝗆 and the Millbury Handout Hippo. 𝗵𝗄𝗆 and the Millbury Handout Hippo. Next up, the last 12 seed from Plainville, Massachusetts. I did not know that Plainville had Section 8 housing until I did this blog. But apparently they do, because there was a big brouhaha over the summer involving an entire family or clan of Ratchets who claimed that they were being bullied and yelled by 2 lesbians, Hispanic lesbians, who were yelling racial slurs at them. But that didn't make sense. And as it turns out, the problem is that these 2 individuals just go around letting their dogs shit everywhere and then like being really homophobic towards lesbians. And then they started a fight with them. And they just literally, it was eye gouging. It got really ratchet towards the end. We call these people the Plainville Dog Poop Pillagers. The Plainville Dog Poop Pillagers. Next one, on to the 11 seeds. Our first 11 seed is from Brockton, Massachusetts. Over the summer, there was one of the most violent orchestrated beatings ever caught on video. They literally could have killed this man. A whole group full of thugs curb stomped some dude, kicked the shit out of him, ended up getting arrested. Except the one person who wasn't arrested was this 18-year-old slam pig, who by the looks of the video seemed to orchestrate the entire thing and got away with it by simply ratting on her homies. We called her 𝗵𝗄𝗆 Yamaguchi. 𝗵𝗄𝗆 Yamaguchi. Next up, these 2 scam artists. One of them was featured in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness last year as a 16 seed. Then he went to jail for securities fraud. He reemerged this year, and he palled up with some guy who was going viral for his various TikToks, which is giving out free money to junkies and offering them jobs. And he seemed like a good guy, except the problem is he's pocketing all the cash. Everything's paid for by insurance, and he doesn't keep track of any of his books. So maybe he's not such a good boss after all. Money Mike Bates and 𝗄𝗄𝗵𝗹𝗆 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗓. Those are 11 seeds. Next 11 seed. A mother from Salem, Massachusetts. This woman actually claimed not to be Ratchet. We had an entire show, I believe, dedicated to, is this woman Ratchet or not? And you all voted on it, and 98% of you confirmed that she is indeed Ratchet. She made a series of colorful TikTok videos, and one in which she basically threatened a bunch of 13-year-old kids that she was going to kick the shit out of them, that her kid is not to be fucked with. So it was pretty kind of ratchet. You guys voted it all, so she definitely qualified for Ratchet Madness this year. She goes by, she's just the Salem TikTok Taco. the Salem TikTok Taco. And our final 11 seed for 2023, Ratchet Madness. From Pawtucket, Rhode Island, or Attleboro, somewhere around there. This man is one of the most prolific, unsolicited dick pickers of all time. Just left and right, dozens of women came to us and like, dude, this guy won't stop sending me his dick. He just messages me all the time, says morning sexy. Over and some of the most horrible, horrific, fucking unsolicited jerk-off videos you've ever seen, and he kind of like stares blankly into the camera. It's really freaking weird. It's really weird. He is the Pawtucket Poontang Punisher. The Pawtucket Poontang Punisher. Oh, I bet you do. On to the 10 seeds, folks. Here we go. Our first 10 seed was originally from Manchester or Derry, New Hampshire, but she moved to Indianapolis to start a new life as an OnlyFans hooker. Like a plus-sized, thick OnlyFans hooker. A horrible situation in which she made her 3-year-old child, who barely knew her and who was living with her grandmother and aunt in a loving home, and some corrupt judge up there basically allowed her to move to Indianapolis, where this woman brings home dangerous men with guns all the time. Luckily, about a month ago, the people in New Hampshire got him back. So she is the indie OnlyFans mom. The indie OnlyFans mom. Next up, for the 10 seeds, we have from Lawrence, Massachusetts. It's a theme here. So obviously a lot of DCF moms aren't happy with how DCF is treating them. But a great way not to get your kids back is to, when it's time to hand them over after your supervised visit, don't film yourself and live stream yourself refusing to hand them over and then convince the kids to cry like this woman did. She is the Lawrence Tuna Flap Tortilla. The Lawrence Tuna Flap Tortilla. Next up, this couple is from, where are these people from? Oh, Connecticut. They're from Connecticut. There was a horrible situation recently, a couple weeks ago actually, in which 5 black children died in a car accident driven by one 16-year-old who was not even licensed. As it turns out, this horrific tragedy all could have been avoided but for their own parents, who forced them to go to New York City to panhandle because they won't get a job. And the kids are cuter and they may make more money. It was at midnight when they died on the highway. Midnight. Horrible situation. And as it turns out, they have a bunch of different mommies and daddies, but they're one big, happy, ratchet, polygamous family, or at least they were. They're all unfortunately dead now. That would be these ratchets here. Timbuktu and the buffet burritos. The last number 10 seed in 2023 Ratchet Madness. We have a mother from New Bedford who we found asking for handouts around the holidays with the whole thing about single mom. I got kids 11 to 3. I got 5 kids under the age of 11. And like a couple weeks before Christmas, oops, I forgot to do it. One of those people. As it turns out, she does have 5 kids, but she has custody of none. She will be seeing none of them on Christmas. She failed to mention that her baby daddy was a career criminal. The two of them routinely got high together, and he probably died from an overdose. She immediately capitalized on his death with the GoFundMe and has been arrested dozens of times since then. She probably should have been seated higher now that I look at this. We just call her the New Bedford 𝗵𝗆. The New Bedford 𝗵𝗆. Next up. Oh, start this over. On to the 9 seeds. Speaking of unsolicited dick pics, a man from 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗆, Massachusetts, who we actually blogged about 2 years ago for doing the dick pics thing. Well, he kicked it up a notch this year. He kicked it up a notch with the dick pics. And this individual decided to message some women and say that he would worship them. And not only that, he requested specifically that all of them sit on his face. Just that was his pickup line every time he messaged women. Will you sit on my face? He did this to dozens of women, all of whom came forward after we blog on him. So we just called him Sit on My Face Sid. Sit on My Face Sid. Next up, from Southbridge, Massachusetts. All right. A woman who claims to be a nurse. She claims to be a nurse. But as it turns out, she's far from that. She caught our attention when she went to a rival's house and tried to fight her on her front lawn with her 7-year-old daughter unrestrained in the front seat of the car while claiming to be a nurse. She made a series of TikTok videos threatening all of her enemies, blah, blah, blah. We call this woman the Southbridge Welfare Walrus. The Southbridge Welfare Walrus. Next up for the 9 seeds. Another elected official from Boston. This is a theme. This individual certainly seems to appear that she might dabble in some extracurriculars involving Mike Giannetti, let's just say. She believes that asphalt causes black people to kill each other, so she wants to ban asphalt. She live streamed a dead body and may have crossed police lines, allegedly, and touched the corpse. She makes these cringe TikToks with her kid, and she's suing me right now for asking her about an alleged DUI that may or may not have been covered up. That would be Counselor Crackzilla Julia Mejia. And the final 9 seed of 2023 Ratchet Madness, marking the halfway point of our Sunday selection show, or our Tuesday selection show. A West Newbury mother who forces her children to participate in elaborate scams to meet men at the mall and steal $12,000 rings from guys that she met on Facebook. She posts videos of herself driving around with the kids in the car, being ratchet as fuck to all this shit. It's deplorable, this woman. Absolutely deplorable. We called her the Merrimack Valley Vag Vixen. The Merrimack Valley Vag Vixen. And we are halfway done, folks. Now shit gets real. On to the 8 seeds. On to the 8 seeds. Let me check the comments. How's everyone doing in the house? All right. Janetti's here. Sorry, buddy. You didn't make it this year. Maybe next year. All right. Our first 8 seed is from Revere, Massachusetts. Do I have this individual queued up? Where'd they go? There they are. Okay. So this individual, she was dating she got knocked up by a Revere city councilor by the name of George Rotondo, who then died. She was a junkie before that, and it was kind of scandalous why this guy was knocking her up to begin with. But she had been messaging me for months trying to expose George Rotondo, except she doesn't speak English very well, despite being white Anglican and should be able to speak it. She has a long and documented criminal history, and after George Rotondo died, she had to go to the backup plan for a boyfriend. Unfortunately, that guy's name was a 2018 Ratchet by the name of Billy Bags. And her and Billy Bags decided that they're going to go around robbing porches at Christmas. Her real name is, what the fuck is her name? Her name is Janae DeSantis. But her Turtleboy name is the 𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗺. Next up, for the 8 seeds. From West Warwick, Massachusetts. West Warwick, Rhode Island. How can I forget? A 32-year-old grandmother, just says it all right there, whose son ended up getting shot and killed because, oh yeah, he's a gang member who goes around robbing people. And she did the whole thing with the Hennessy and the T-shirts and the vigil and all this shit, and my baby done died and blah, blah, blah. But she also went on a caps lock tirade about how she wants revenge, and she's going to go and kill the people who shot her son. And, oh yeah, her son is pregnant with another chick, of course she is, who's like 15 years old. And she's just so ratchet. Her name is, what did she go by? The West Warwick Grammy Gangsta. The West Warwick Grammy Gangsta. Next up, from Providence, Rhode Island. A woman, a mother, who doesn't speak a lick of English, but she likes her licks. And she decided to live stream herself drinking and driving with no hands, despite currently being on probation for a hit and run and having dozens of other charges already against her. She's known around these parts as the Providence 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃. The Providence 𝗵𝗃𝗃. And the final 8 seed is another Rhode Islander. This one is from Woonsocket. All right. So, a woman, a mother of 2, was minding her own business, drunk driving with her babies in the car while she was blackout drunk at 2 in the morning. She, of course, crashed, and the babies were in critical condition. Her Facebook is filled with images of her looking like a slam pig, and she decided to come on Facebook afterwards and tell the world, actually, I'm a really good mother, which never works. Don't try it. The Turtleboy name is the Woonsocket Gestation Jelly Roll. So those are our 8 seeds. On to the 7s. We're getting closer, folks. Our 7 seeds. First up, a woman from Goffstown, New Hampshire. She was drunk driving on the highway, going the wrong way. And luckily, she crashed into a guardrail and didn't hurt anyone else. But instead of taking any sort of responsibility, she went on Facebook and said, under the police post, shit happens. She ended up getting called out by her father and a woman whose mother was killed by a drunk driver, who she then went to go on and mock. We call this woman the Goffstown Salami Saucer. The Goffstown Salami Saucer. Next up. All right. From this is a wild one. A mother and her transgender son had to have the cops come to their house because, oh yeah, somebody stabbed their dog to death in a trailer. And the son, as I said, is transgender. And they decided to blame it on the 14-year-old and then went on a rant about accusing police and DC of corruption while simultaneously admitting that they misled police investigators on the whole thing. They are the Auburn Trailer Park Troglodytes. Next one. Another woke politician, this time from Rhode Island. This woman became famous on Turtleboy and across the country as probably the most ratchet elected official in the country, arguably. She decided to go to Block Island and film herself twerking in a thong upside fucking down. And then loved every second of it. She's fucked the police, defund everything, as ratchet as you could possibly get. Senator Flapjack Tierra Mack. There she is, the 7 seed. And the final 7 seed in Turtleboy 2023 Rachet Madness. A mother, or actually a whole clan of people really, from Manchester, New Hampshire. Some degenerate was getting arrested as usual. He gets arrested all the time. And a bunch of other degenerates decide to come out and start filming his ass, yelling at the cops for trying to do their job. This guy weighed like 300 pounds, so he was pretty hard to take down. They eventually, 15 minutes later, were able to secure him. And then the mother showed up and started yelling at the cops, threatening to sue them, all this other shit, while ignoring the fact that their son is a career criminal who literally assaulted the police on camera. Led to a whole bunch of other people having their back. We just call these people Porky Big and the Manchester Meatball Mafia. There we go. On to the 6 seeds. There we go. Man, when I see these ones in the 6, and I'm like, man, this is only a 6 seed? Yikes. This is pretty ratchet. So this one is from Palmer, Massachusetts. Palmer, Massachusetts. What's Brett Body Banger? I don't even know what that means. Okay. So there was an incident over the summer. A young man with a history of drug issues went missing. And a man by the name of Tyler decided to go on Facebook and write, "Where the fuck is Dylan Tallman?" Well, as it turns out, the answer to that is buried in my backyard. And from there, a deep dive into his family revealed that they are the most infamous junkie house of all time. The cops are constantly there. Everyone's on drugs. Mothers, daughters, uncles, aunts. If you want to get high in Palmer, go to this person's house. So it's not surprising that someone died there, except instead of, getting rid of the body, they buried it in the backyard. Like the cops aren't going to look there. Dumbasses. This is the Palmer Fentanyl Fallopian Funhouse Farmers. There they are. The next 6 seed. Oh, this one. Jesus Christ. These are the 6 seeds, people. It's going to get ratchet in here. Brace yourself. Our second 6 seed. A Fitchburg woman who was caught on Ring cameras stealing large pumpkins off of multiple people's porches. Ironically, she was shaped like a pumpkin as well. She was stealing pumpkins everywhere. She and her boyfriend, her junkie boyfriend, have actually been in the paper before, and they do TikToks together. Really, really ratchet, plus-size TikToks because, oh yeah, she's also a plus-sized model. We call this woman the 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗃 pumpkin pirate. The 𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗃 pumpkin pirate. Say that 10 times fast. Next one. The next 6 seed. This woman is from Nashua, New Hampshire. She's a junkie, of course. She married a junkie. She has a junkie baby daddy. Until he went one day, and the baby daddy stabbed someone to death. Repeatedly stabbed a rival to death at 1:30 in the morning. She's a DCF mom who then challenged family members of the man that her junkie baby daddy murdered to fight her after smiling through a courthouse interview on the day in which she was supposed to reunify with her kids but didn't because she was at court for a murder charge. This is the 6 seeds, people. 6 seeds. They call them Tommy 12 Steps and the Slam Squid. Tommy 12 Steps and the Slam Squid. Our final 6 seed from Plymouth, Massachusetts. So these two, the male in this situation was actually received a lot of positive coverage as the model for recovery. He was a longtime prisoner. He received a bunch of awards, except the problem is that he's still a criminal. He's constantly getting arrested for domestic violence, posting anti-police rhetoric all over her page. After the blog went up, we received some very choice words from this couple. Threatening, they're anarchists too, of course, why wouldn't they be? And basically threatening that they were going to kill me and do this to me and blah, 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 blah. The usual shit. We call these people the Narcan Nani Burger and Wigmaster Willie. The Narcan Nani Burger and Wigmaster Willie. On to the 5 seeds. On to the 5 seeds. All right, our first one, our first 5 seed, is an individual who previously might have been up here maybe cracking some jokes about some of the things we're doing right now. Unfortunately, he decided to take a left turn into the Ratchet deep end recently. Over the summer, he pretended to have a gun in his mouth while live streaming on YouTube and pretended to be suicidal. But as it turns out, it was all just for sympathy. He then had a public breakup with a 400-pound woman who was his producer because he accused her of sending sexually provocative pictures to something called Bones, except she was catfishing him too. And this made him really upset for some reason, even though he's married to another woman. This, of course, we all know who this is, don't we? Where'd he go? There he is. Do we even have to say? Do we even have to say? Welcome, Brett. You made Rachet Madness. You're a 5 seed. Good job. Next up, the next 5 seed. Another scammer who became perhaps one of the most influential people on social media due to her proximity to Elon Musk on Twitter. She gained a large following and seemed to be making a lot of money while claiming to be a victim of sex trafficking. However, as it turns out, she's a country girl from Western Illinois who made the entire thing up and is just really good at conning men. She's also a former hooker. She went through a ratchet phase. She went through a punk rock phase, all types of shit. She's one of the most prolific liars of all time. That would be Eliza Blue. Next up, Next up for the 5 seeds. From Fall River, Massachusetts. A woman was was picking up her child off the school bus one day in Fall River, when all of a sudden, before the bus got there, another rival washed up, live streaming herself, got out of the car and kicked the shit out of her. It turns out she'd been doing this to everyone, and then posted on Snapchat, quote, "Don't lack baby on site means on site," and posted a picture of her with her child. As it turns out, this woman has a long and documented criminal history and has basically been doing this to everyone in Fall River for quite some time. We called her the Fall River Phallus Farmer. The Fall River Phallus Farmer. Next up, the last 5 seed for Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2023. From Middleborough, Massachusetts. Oh my God. This one, I forgot about this one. This is so ratchet. Okay. So a Middleborough mother posts one day on Facebook in a mommy Facebook group, or the Missing on Mass Ave Facebook group, that her 19-year-old child died from a fentanyl overdose. All these people gave her a whole bunch of sympathy. And she said she needed a ride to the hospital on Cape Cod, but couldn't afford to pay for one. Except there's just one problem. She made the whole thing up. Her daughter was in fact alive, and she just wanted money to get high. So she literally pretended that her fucking kid was dead and preyed on other parents of drug-addicted people on meth mile. We call this woman the Middleborough Mushroom Tip Moses. All right, and we're only on the 5 seeds. On to the 4 seeds, folks. On to the 4 seeds. Now things get even more interesting. Our first 4 seed is from Braintree, Massachusetts. She caught our attention on Christmas Eve of all fucking days. Christmas Eve. Her bratty, out-of-control crotch fruit got arrested because they were stealing ATVs. And instead of disciplining him, she showed up with her camera and began urging her son and live streaming it not to cooperate while being detained. Said, fuck them, they're pigs, blah, 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 blah. As it turns out, she's been charged with about 1 billion crimes, including some pending ones that are still open. And this is kind of just what she does. She goes around harassing. I don't know how the fuck somebody like this even affords to live in Braintree. Braintree's a nice town. So we called her the Braintree Bratwurst Bronco. The Braintree Bratwurst Bronco. Next up, we have a woman from Worcester, Massachusetts. Over the summer, a group of young punks stole a car and decided to drive 70 miles an hour down Main Street in Worcester, a heavily trafficked street. Unfortunately, they don't know how to drive, and they thought they were running away from police, but they weren't, and they crashed, and a couple of them died, and a whole bunch of others were seriously injured. But the parents, instead of holding them responsible, blamed the police for forcing them to drive 70 miles an hour. They did press conferences, interviews. As it turns out, this woman, the aunt, not even the mother, the aunt of one of them, got into a bar fight at Three Cheese Bars in Worcester and went full Derek Chauvin on a bitch, giving her the knee. Her son's in jail for gun charges. She's got a whole bunch of Google trophies herself, spent a significant amount of time in prison. We just call her the Worcester pepperoni pinata. The Worcester pepperoni pinata. And our next 4 seed is from Lowell, Massachusetts. So this woman is a fentanyl dealing stripper. So we're off to a good start. She complained on Facebook that all of her friends that she thought had her back didn't have her back, because the only one who bailed her out of jail after her latest drug bust was her old man, her Pa Dukes. She then vowed revenge on the man who jumped her with his mother. She has, as it turns out, she's been a stripper at pretty much every strip club in Rhode Island, which is ratchet in and of itself. She posted the weapons on Facebook that she was going to use to kill her rivals. Said, quote, "Look, this 𝗵𝐶 trigger. Trigger was trying to be blood back then, 1 in 5 beehives." And threatened to kill the guy basically in prison, a whole bunch of shit. We just called this woman the 𝗵𝐶𝗶𝗄𝗃. The 𝗵𝐶𝗶𝗃. And the final 4 seed this year. A woman who messaged us in the hopes that we would blog about another woman who we had already blogged about. She's a 15 seed, the other woman, in this year's Ratchet Madness. They're both, I think, from either Southbridge or Worcester area. So this woman, she tried to explain to me, she sends us a message of her breaking into another woman's house and beating the absolute dog shit out of her, dog walking her, pulling her hair, smacking her down. She ends up getting charged with a home invasion in Shrewsbury and went on a rant accusing her scamming Ganeshan car salesman ex-husband of plotting the whole thing against her. It's just a wild fucking story. She came on for Ratchet Redemption. It didn't go very well. It didn't go very well. We just called her Rhonda Uganda. Rhonda Uganda. And we are on now to the 3 seeds, folks. Here we go. On to the 3 seeds. Okay. So the first 3 seed. Half of this duo was featured on Turtleboy in 2017. The male involved in this situation literally sold his soul in juvie on a piece of paper for a Game Boy. He ended up becoming famous or well known because he was Aaron Hernandez's prison bitch. Well, he got out of jail in 2019, and he's been filming himself driving 140 miles in his car. I don't know how the fuck he's not back in jail. He ended up getting arrested in Princeton, Massachusetts, of all places, with some other degenerates, including a girl that he appeared to be in a relationship with because they're tongue kissing everywhere. Except this girl, who he began dating on her 18th birthday, was actually his stepsister, his 18-year-old stepsister. That would be 𝗃𝗄𝗃 and Sharon Hernandez. Sharon Hernandez, his stepsister. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. That happened. Next up. From Fall River, Massachusetts, another one. Oh, this one. Oh, this one's funny. Okay. So you might have heard of, back in the segregation days, there would be signs on stores that say no coloreds allowed, as in no black people allowed. The key part of colored is the ED at the end. Unfortunately, this woman doesn't know that. She's Hispanic, and she saw on a bar in Fall River one day, it said no colors allowed, as in biker gang colors allowed. She took this to mean no black people. She live streamed herself outside of the establishment complaining that it was racist. And she says that it brings us back to slavery days. And then filmed herself harassing the bar owners who attempted to explain on video that it wasn't in fact racist. She didn't understand it though. She is the Fall River Bodega Beaver. Next up, our next 3 seed has been featured in Ratchet Madness before. Again, you can only bring up things from this current year. So during this current calendar year, this individual picked up a restraining order for stalking, threatening, and harassing a completely innocent woman who she had no relationship whatsoever, because she was upset about that woman's relationship with me, who she also had no sexual relationship with ever. 2 days after getting the order, she violated the order and was charged with it. Since then, her abusive boyfriend was also arrested for assaulting her in front of her son, even though he wasn't kicked out of the house after an incident 3 months earlier in which he pulled a knife on her 16-year-old daughter, who will probably be in Ratchet Madness within the next 3 years herself. I think it's inevitable at this point. Like, it'll be the first generational Ratchet Madness family ever. Who else? Of course, we all know who this one is. That would be Crusty Panties. Crusty Panties. Next up, the final 3 seed in Ratchet Madness. A man from Lawrence, Massachusetts, who, like a lot of people in Lawrence, doesn't speak a lick of English. So, he decided to go in Spanish and post on a Lawrence yard sale, a Facebook yard sale page, and warn the public about a woman who sold him an EBT card that he was trying to get for half price that had no money on it, not realizing that that's actually illegal in and of itself. But then you go to his Facebook page, and as it turns out, he's a midget. But not just any midget, a gangster midget, and a rapper midget, and a flat-brimmed Chicago Bulls hat midget, and a $100 bills midget, all this shit. We just called him 𝗟𝗲𝗵𝗹 on the 𝗟𝗶. 𝗟𝗵 on the 𝗟𝗶. Oh, I love that name. Okay, folks. That's it for the 3 seeds. On to the 2 seeds. On to the 2 seeds. Our first 2 seed is from, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Okay, Quincy, Massachusetts. A mother there decided that she was going to film herself, not only urging her daughter to beat the shit out of another child on the playground, but assisted her daughter by pulling a 12-year-old girl by the hair so that her daughter could stomp on her face while mom called her a, quote, dumb white hoe. As it turns out, 3 weeks prior to that, she also filmed her daughter beating up another girl on a swing. As a result, police put a warrant out for this woman's arrest. We could call this woman 𝗵𝗄𝗄 𝗃𝗃. 𝗵𝗄𝗃 𝗃𝗃. God damn, that's ratchet. Yikes. See what I'm saying here? That's tough, man. How are you going to put that woman up? Jesus Christ. Next up. Over the summer, on the way home from a place called Block Island, Rhode Island, there was a rap concert that took place on the island. And a huge fight broke out. People had knives and shit. And instead of doing something about it, they decided that it would be best to stick a bunch of women and children on Con Air, basically. It was turned into fucking Con Air with all these hoodlums that wanted to kill each other with knives and shit. And for 45 minutes of hell and chaos, a whole bunch of people got stabbed and a whole bunch of people got arrested. Perhaps the most ratchet of the bunch was the only female from Providence, Rhode Island, who rocks the flat brim Chicago Bulls hat, has 8 open cases against her, all of which involve alcohol, drugs, and bad decisions, who went on Facebook, and her biggest beef was not that anything was being misreported, but that her mugshot wasn't gangster enough, she said. And she wasn't looking at the camera. And oh yeah, she reproduced using a turkey baster. And she's a club promoter, and she said she was going to come on the show, which would have been fucking legendary. She's like one of the most gangster bitches I've ever seen. We just call this woman the Block Island Ferry Flapdragon. Next 2 seed. We only have 6 left here. Next 2 seed. From Worcester. Another one from Worcester. Last year, I think, right around this time, might even be today, I had a pretty busy day. I had to go to court for a whole bunch of shit. Let me see if I can find it. What do I do with this? So, a bunch of women, all of whom have one thing in common. They don't have custody of their kids. Since they're non-custodial parents, they might as well form a non-profit. Non and non. Makes sense, right? And they would give advice about how to get your kids back. Except none of it was good advice at all. It was actually the exact opposite that you should do. They claimed to be a non-profit, but the problem is they weren't registered in the mail. They weren't registered online with the Secretary of State. So what did they do? All of them went down to the courthouse and filed for harassment protection orders against yours truly. I went to the courthouse. I beat them all. And then afterwards, they tried to fight me outside of the courthouse after being recruited to do so by something called Team Storm. That would be, what do we call these people? These ratchets? Call them the Worcester non-custodial non-profit moms. DCF done kidnapped my kids. And the final 2 seed in Rachet Madness 2023. An individual from, what town is this person from? They are from Templeton, Massachusetts. Templeton, Massachusetts. He was a gay man, but I guess he turned into a straight chick at some point. He was on the school committee there. He owns a salon in town. And he was arrested and charged with downloading thousands and thousands of images and distributing them of child pornography. He had been openly grooming children and looking for transgender children to take pictures of on Facebook for years. He immediately proclaimed that he would be found innocent, that it was all a setup. He was being framed. He threatened critics with his attorney husband. He worked at Narragansett Regional High School. He ended up, never left Facebook after all of this shit. Ended up going to court and complaining about a drunk driver being released on bail when he was released for downloading images of kids getting raped. He ended up pleading guilty to all of this, despite vowing to prove his innocence, and he's still posting this day. I got to follow up on this asshole coming soon. He goes by, the fuck do we call him? I think we just call, I don't think we gave him a Turtleboy name, did we? AJ Robinson. There we go. Or Audrey Robinson, whatever the fuck you want to call him. And now it's time for the 4 1 seeds. All right. Are we ready? Our first 1 seed is an elected official, a politician, a very, very woke politician, but also a very ratchet politician. She wants to abolish the police. She proposed hiring ex-cons to replace cops at traffic details because those are the only people she knows. She nearly started a riot at City Hall while defending her accused rapist friend who was running for district attorney. She claimed to be getting dozens of emails every day calling her the N-word. So we did a Freedom of Information Act request, and we got all our emails and found out that there were exactly 0 emails calling her the N-word. She lives in government-subsidized housing that she no longer qualifies for due to her city councilor salary that she voted to raise immediately coming into office. She has multiple evictions, won't pay a lactation consultant on a 16-year-old bill, and to cap it all off, she posted a post-sex video of her referencing anal sex while naked and doing her 5-year-old autistic child's hair. I shit you not. Councilor Crusty Cream Pie Kendra Lara, Boston City Councilor. Right there, I swear to God. She got elected. Yikes. Next up, our next 1 seed is from Medfield, Massachusetts. She is the daughter and sister to a Boston police officer. She was obsessed with Turtleboy for so many years and tried out to be a Turtleboy blogger, failed miserably, pretended to be a Turtleboy blogger, had people message her with story ideas that she never told us about. Krusty Panties hated it. She claimed that she had a dead baby when in fact it was just a fucking miscarriage and that she had a funeral, but her family tells us there was no fucking funeral. She made the whole thing up for pity and attention. Suddenly, last year, in a desperate need for attention because she wasn't getting enough, she decided to align herself with a child-abusing mother who hates her, and vice versa. But she really wanted attention, so she started doing something called Team Storm. And Team Storm basically provided assistance to every asshole possible, including Monica Cannon Grant, Ryan Waters, Big Black Jeffrey, literally people who have won Ratchet Madness before, while proudly and unashamedly calling herself part of Team Storm. She also falsely accused her husband of rape, claims to be divorced but is not, lives in Section 8 housing in Medfield, has not had a job in over 10 years since being fired from the Boston Police Department, despite the fact that her parents, her dad and brother both worked there. And at the Boston Police Department, when she worked there, they called her Dump Truck Shannon LeBerry. Our next 1 seed. We got 2 left here in the field. Our next 1 seeds are from Central Falls, Rhode Island. You might not have remembered this one, guys, but I went back and read this. I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is Ratchet. So there was a fight that was filmed in the middle of the streets of Central Falls, Rhode Island, which is like the most ghetto fucking place in New England. And 2 little hoodlums just went right at it and started fighting with each other. There was Raw Dog Ramirez. There was Meat Pie Morales. There was Cho-Cha Chuck Taylor. They did the hood rat helicopter. They threw each other around by the hair. They got back up. Every mother in the neighborhood came out and cheered them on. This went on for like 5 minutes. It was the longest fight video I've ever seen. It was all, you got to, and then they all went on and they started commenting on it in a huge and ratchet Facebook debate about who won it. I'm telling you, once you rewatch this one, you will see just how fucking, I found the most ratchet collection of people fucking ever in one place at one time. We just called these people the Central Falls Welfare Wombats. And the final 1 seed of Turtleboy Ratchet Madness, the top overall seed going into this year. And I would say probably, arguably, the favorite. This individual came to our attention when he started a GoFundMe for cancer. Except he didn't actually have cancer. It was all just a big lie. Oh, what's up? Hold on. He didn't actually have cancer. He was just a scam artist. I found this out when I messaged him and asked him some questions, and it turns out he was lying about the whole thing. He said he was going to Florida for holistic cancer treatment. He lashed out at people for asking questions. He claimed to have a team at Dana-Farber who recommended that he go there and he has to get the surgery or else he's going to die. He later claimed that it was all a miscommunication with the doctor. We then found out that he had an abandoned love child, which was his idea to conceive. He promised the mother that he was going to buy her a house in Linfield, a $1.7 million house, until they went to the house and found out that the house was not actually for sale. He refuses to pay child support. He pretends to be his wife. He has been investigated by the Attorney General for wage theft from ex-cons at his business, which completely bombed and failed. He has multiple other GoFundMe scams. He abuses the elderly. He had a fake homeless charity he stole from the Jimmy Fund. He had a cookbook GoFundMe scam. He worked for a grand total of 3 days in his entire life before being fired while claiming to be a celebrity chef. When I went to his house, he hid his house. He lives with his fucking in-laws and hid behind them when I showed up and then tried to get a restraining order on me so that I would stop reporting on his fraud. He stole from homeless vets. He exploited the death of a Red Sox pitcher. He conspired with his wife to abandon his child and scam more victims. And at the court hearing, he completely made a fool of himself and showed up with the most incompetent attorney that I've ever seen. Ever. That would be celebrity chef Mike Fucci. And there it is, folks. There it is, folks. There it is, folks. Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2023. Now, Gaffney really hasn't done anything this year. So you got to do shit this year. You got to do shit this year to make it in. So, again, there was some, man, let me tell you, that field, man, like I'm like looking. And by the way, congratulations to Lauren. I see her in the comments. She passed the Florida bar. She's going to be an attorney. And all these assholes thought she couldn't be. She went out and did it. So good for you, Lauren. Some other ones that I had on my list that didn't make it, like that the Stoneham cop that doesn't pay his rent, he didn't make it. Botox Barbie didn't make it. Tyler Falconer didn't make it. The Marlboro Burnout ballerina didn't make it. The kidnapped kangaroo. There were some good ones, man. I mean, this was tough, man. Jugs Bunny, Gustavo Bling Bling didn't make it. The guy from Worcester. The list goes on and on. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a tough one. I think for the first, like, did you guys go in when you guys guessed the 1 seeds? Like, nobody guessed those Central Falls parents, but I'm telling you, man, they're fucking ratchet. They're really, really ratchet. And Kendra Lara, dude, like, oh my God, when I looked at her body of work, Holy shit. Holy shit. So, do you guys have any questions about Ratchet Madness? How do you think the tournament looks? I can show you guys the bracket and what it looks like. I'll bring it up over here. And again, this is how it will work, right? It is tough competition. So, like, this is how it'll work. Like, the Central Falls Welfare Meatballs will go against the Bridgeport GoFundMe Gopher. You will vote. I will give you all the facts on all of them. You'll vote. Whoever gets the most votes in 24 hours goes on to the next one. And we'll have the Revere Porch Prowler against the Merrimack Valley Vag-Vixen, etc. So we'll do one region at a time. This is the one with Central Falls Meatballs. Up here we have the one with 𝗵𝗆. Dude, Elf on the Wealth is in this one. That's a tough one. The Worcester Non-Custodial Nonprofit Moms are in that one. Who do we got over here? Dump Truck. She's with the Block Island Ferry Flapdragon. She's also got the Fall River Bodega Beaver. Eliza Blue is in that one. Who's down here? Oh, Brett's going to have Ronda Uganda if he gets there in round 2. And he's got Kendra Lara in this bracket. So that could, and the trannies down here too. So it's a tough one, man. Sharon Hernandez is in that one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So there's that. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions or anything? Brought to you by Google Spreadsheets. I know I got to find some type of program. One of these days I'll have like a secretary or something to do this. But like I said, it's just tough. It's just tough to find help these days. Where the hell was I tonight? Doing my show? Or was supposed to be tonight? Where the hell was it? Okay. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any let's see. Who's gonna win? Oh, the donos. I didn't check the donos. Thank you. Do we get any? I don't see any here on the Turtle chat. Oh, we got a couple cash apps. Alex sends $20. She doesn't leave a comment, but I appreciate that, Alex. Really appreciate that. Let me check Stripe. These went through on Stripe. I don't see anything coming up on the Turtle chat. Let me check Stripe. It's today, April 11th. It is. We've gotten 2. We got Pam sends, what is this? $7. But I can't see the message if she sent it. So thank you very much. I believe that's the only Turtle chat so far. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. If anyone else has would like to donate, you can click at the link at the top and you can donate whatever amount of money you want. Hopefully it works this time. And you should be able to write a message, and I'll read the message out loud to the class. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I do. So, okay. Anyone have any questions? In a new Google sheet, and then share the link on the site. So what? You guys can play along at home? But that means you'd be able to alter it, and I can't have people do that. See what I'm saying? So the tournament's gonna start Monday. Is anyone out there? Is this your first Ratchet Madness tournament? Because let me tell you, this is really what Turtleboy is all about. Is Ratchet Madness. Like, this is the best fucking time of the year. It really is. It started a little bit late this year, but it's a great way to recap it and just relive the Ratchets. And this is where legends are made, man. This is where legends are made. Cash App is $ Uncle Turtleboy. What's happening, GD? How are you? Did Kate win? Well, she's a 3 seed. What do you guys think about the Crusty Panties 3 seed? The Brett 5 seed, the Rashana 13 seed, and the Dump Truck 1 seed. Because again, I can only go based on what they've done in the last year. And in the last year, in my opinion, Dump Truck was the most ratchet of them. I think. First year, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, Wrestler's Mom. I'm telling you. Oh, I can? Okay. Maybe we can work out the kinks. We got 5 or 6 days to do it. You're gonna be popping your Ratchet Madness cherry. This is Flea's 7th one. Uncle needs. I appreciate it, Sarah. I appreciate that. Yeah, this was, like I said, I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning last night putting this whole thing together. Like, I take it seriously. I could just throw it together, throw a bunch of ratchets there, and call it a day. But I'm like, no, it has to be right. I take this fucking shit seriously, man. I'm like, how the hell is 𝗲𝗲𝗃 only a 5 seed? There was one Brett blog about when I had to call the cops on him for the wellness check. So that was his big thing this year. That was the most ratchet thing he did. Was, dude, I mean, think of that. Like, think how pathetic that is. The dude pretended to be suicidal for pity on YouTube and pretended, I'll fucking shoot this gun in my mouth. We all fucking heard it. He's like, afterwards, like, oh, it was a lighter. Okay, well, you didn't say it was a lighter. You said you were suicidal and you had a gun in your mouth. I don't hate you at all, Scott. I love you. Why did I miss you? Did I miss something? Not at all. You should raffle off some merch. I know. We really should. At a live event, we will, for sure. We made it happen, you know, with the music. It was bootleg at first, but okay, you're just kidding. Good. Thank you, Janetti. I appreciate that. Your 5th Ratchet Madness. Who was someone that almost made Ratchet Madness but didn't? You know, the final cut for me this year was that 𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗺 guy who he was the Portuguese pube stash. He kidnapped the baby mama, I think, and the baby, and then his dad was Cocaine Kenny. It was a crazy story, that whole thing. Oh, we got some donos here on the Cash App. We got Caroline Forth sends $10 and says, great work on Ratchet Madness. A lot to go through. I appreciate that. Chris Keating sends $5 and says, for Ratchet Madness. I appreciate that, sir. Patricia Brosnahan sends $50. I appreciate that, Patricia. And it says, for Kleenex for Bitchio. That would be Brian Riccio. Now, he's not relevant enough to make Ratchet Madness. Some people say, you know, why isn't Gaffney in it? Why isn't Crissy in it? Because they didn't do anything in the last calendar year to make it on here. Like, I can't bring up all the shit Krusty Panties did before 2022. It's not relevant this year's Ratchet Madness. You got to play by the rules. Okay. Anybody else have any questions or anything that they want to go over? Oh, we got a couple turtle chats as well. We got DW says, nice job on the bracket. You just know that Dump Truck will be out secretly campaigning for the title. Also, Troll Homeo, you didn't make it. Loser. Yeah, Troll Homeo, you're not even good enough to make Ratchet Madness. That's got to hurt. Mike, I do wonder. I'm like, do you guys think Brett, like, he's so desperate? Like, people like him are so desperate for attention. Like, do they want to win Ratchet Madness? That's what I want to know. Yeah, that's the thing. I bet you it's killing him that he's not a 1 seed. Sorry, Brett. I mean, you're pretty ratchet. Like, it's an honor, I guess, to make it onto Ratchet Madness. But like, you know, you ain't got nothing on some of them hoes because you're fake. You're not actually like a real criminal. You're a graveyard. Again, dude, I shit you not. You want to see his criminal record? I looked up Brett's whole criminal record. The dude acts like he's like Mr. Hardo. Like, oh, I'm a career criminal. Armed robbery. He always brings up the armed robbery charge. He fails to mention that the armed robbery charge was from 1988. Okay? Like, he was 18 years old when he caught the armed robbery charge. And his only other charge also happened in 1988, like a month before that. I'll bring it up right now. Oh, he did have a small claims. He got sued in 2010 for non-payment of rent or something. But yeah, this is the Commonwealth versus Brett Killerin. Brett Matthew Killerin, is that his name? Gravestone vandalize. This is October of 1988. He was charged with vandalizing a gravestone. So there's that. That's literally his only fucking charge. But he's like wicked gangster. Wicked gangster. Yeah, most normal people would be embarrassed. Like Shannon LeBerry said her worst fear was ending up on Turtleboy, and then she went and did it. So you got that going for you. And then they have to pretend like things are going well. Oh, I love my new life over here with the settlement. We're so happy over here. We're so glad we're not with Turtleboy anymore. He sends pics of kids in the tub. He fakes evidence for court or some shit like that. Well, guess what? Your own friend Merb just completely dismantled that and debunked it. He did another stream today in which he called Kate out for lying. He's like, there was never any naked pictures. It was all a lie. There was never any videos. Nothing happened. No DCF involved. Everything you're saying is a lie. Like, and that's all they have is lies. And that's why I think it's hilarious. Even fucking Genduso today was running her cock kisser today. The only thing she's good at. I was listening to one stream they did, and some clips in this were just fucking hilarious. Oh, I'm going to jail again, they said. Let me see if I can play some clips here. So they're so mad that Lauren Laguna passed the bar. So she's going to be a lawyer because that was the whole thing. Oh, you're not. And they're so mean to her for no reason. Well, not no reason. They don't like her because she's nice to me. And we're buddies. And so they don't like that. That's the only reason they go after her. And so she's like an easy target for them. But all they do is talk online. Like, that's literally all they do. Like, look at these degenerates on here. Steph, we got shit coming on her. Ratchet Madness. Zach Martin, accused rapist, twice accused rapist. His disgusting fat girlfriend, Katie Grady, and her just sit on fucking YouTube and Discord all day. And this is what they do. None of them have jobs. ASMR is a sex offender. So there's that. He's a level 3 sex offender. That's why he doesn't use his real name. We got Brett, hasn't had a job in like 100 years. And then we got LG, who is just so desperate for attention that this is like, keep in mind, 4 or 5 years ago, she was a state trooper making like 160 grand a year. Had a house, great life. Everything was made. And then big bad daddy Turtleboy came around with some court documents and published them. And that day was her last day as a state trooper. 2 years later, she was so lacking in self-respect that she went and of all people decided that she was going to get in my good graces the old-fashioned way, if you will. And then did some crazy shit and tried to get me to move in and crazy shit. Oh, she'll deny this happened. Oh, baby, I got the text messages. I got the text. It was actually vice versa. I got receipts too. So anyway, she now, I guess Crissy Yakimowsky, I think, started a Twitter account. I think with some at Leigha Genduso OF, as in OnlyFans. And is posting some interesting pictures of LG getting Jackson Pollocked, which was her idea to begin with. And according to LG now, I'm going to jail or something for this. Let me hear.
𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗀 club streams he does.
They're so mad. They sit around talking about it. Listen to this.
Literally sat there with all his little Turtle Club buddies, like 7 Pounder, David Owen, 13 Kings, and they all sat there touching themselves as Aidan brought up picture after picture of this 16-year-old's cleavage.
Oh, yeah, this is all they
Literally
got.
sat there with a group of fucking adults.
No, this really happened.
Looking at a little kid.
Yeah, that totally happened.
He's been sexualizing Kate's daughter since she was 13.
Totally. Yeah, right. Okay.
Let that sink in just for a moment. Like, this has been going on for a while.
This is from a level 3
She
sex
just finally had enough to say, just stop. Just stop. I don't care anymore. Leave me alone.
Well, just stop never worked with Zach Martin. In fairness,
about it. Just
he hears
lies
stop
about
and
it.
he's just
I
like,
took the blog
oh,
down.
I'm going to
Should
go
have been a
harder?
blog in the
Let's
first
go.
place. Why are you making content
He's
over 16-year-olds telling you to leave them alone?
He's giving the number out to people now. So he gave it to 7 Pounder, who fucking called her, then called Brett bragging about
Oh,
it.
I could have said that in Ratchet
I ended up calling that number
got a
back.
2-year
Yes,
order
it
on
is
him.
7 Pounder.
So he lost that one.
So 7 Pounder decided to try to contact him.
I mean, imagine
fucking
your life
minor
is what you
dude
fucking
and
do all
knew
day.
about it and
Just sit
still
around.
did it.
Yeah, Brett.
Rapping like other people,
and since Daddy wanted him to,
but you got
he
like
fucking
no
went and started harassing the same
nothing to
girl that
work
Aidan,
with, like no material. You just have to
Aidan's
make
trying
shit
to
up.
kidnap
Like,
and
this
fuck.
is your fucking life.
Because those were his
And they
words,
all get
by
in
the
there.
way.
They
That's
have their
not me making
boxes.
shit up.
And they're
I'll
this
come
is what
pick
they
you
do
up
all day.
and you can
This is
live
how
with
fucking
me.
pathetic they are.
Said Aidan Kearney to a child.
Fucking
Or
child.
child.
16 years
Is she
old, you knew
16?
what you wanted
Is that
to do.
is she say? Was there
It's pretty
messages? Is
fucking
that what's coming
obvious.
next?
But you
Like,
guys, there's more shit. I don't know if you've
here
ever
we-
heard of Mike Giannetti.
Mike
I know,
Giannetti.
Brett, you have. But
Listen to
like
this.
he used
Listen to
to
this.
say, Mike, I'm going to take your kid away and make a gay transsexual. And the kid's like 4 years old. Yes. Truth. Brett, you know.
She actually said that. She's like, he's threatening to take away. She used the Mike Giannetti defense against me. She actually said that. Oh my God, she's so retarded. Oh, what a mistake that was. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, fucking dumbass. Oh, I threatened it. Like, you literally used an argument that Mike Giannetti worked. Like Mike Giannetti, you found a peer. That's that woman that you heard right now. She has the same thought process as you. She also believes that I was planning on taking your child and turning him transsexual. She actually said that. Like, listen to how serious she is about this. Guys, she's threatening to make a kid transgender. Listen to this one more time. This is a former state trooper.
Pick you up and you can live with me, said Aidan Kearney to
I
a
said it was
child.
Brett did too.
Child.
She is 16 years old. We knew what you wanted to do. It's pretty fucking obvious.
But
Like-
you
like
guys,
it's-
there's more shit. I don't know if you've ever heard of Mike Giannetti. I know, Brett, you have. But like he used to say, Mike, I'm going to take your kid away and make a gay transsexual. And the kid's like 4 years old. Yes.
Younger than that.
Truth. Brett, you know this.
Actually true.
She's like,
And-
That's true.
Yep.
Well,
Brett, listen to
we're
Brett.
about to
Brett
bring
knows
up
the truth.
Something, Tonic, you definitely got
Brett
more.
is such a pathetic liar, like, and so shameless. Like, he knows the fucking truth about that. He knows it's a fucking joke that we're making fun of a crackhead. And Brett's like, truth. It's literally in our opener of Mike Giannetti in court saying, Your Honor, he said he was going to take my son and make him a transgender baby. You became the person that we're mocking, dear.
Dead to fucking rights on this shit right here.
Thank you. Brett did start.
All right.
That. He was the
boy.
Did you catch where she said she was? Did she say she was a
No,
teacher?
she didn't say she was recording.
No, she said she was a teacher.
Including
Hang on, let me
listening
look.
to me.
Yeah, she was a
Air
math
Force.
teacher.
In my
Yes,
math degree.
and
popular.
physics.
You know, I was man. It's been 2 years, right? It's been two fucking years. And I've gotten nonstop harassed by this guy to the point where, you know, I was contracting for another
listen to this
canine training facility, and he sent an email as Brett, which was fucking hilarious. You know, trying to like get me fired. And then he sent another one, or he started calling every single place in North Carolina to see if I was working there.
Nope, definitely didn't do that.
I actually saw the call on one of the phones one day, and I was like, is this fucking serious? The 413 number came up, and then my boss had to tell him, no, she doesn't work here. And it's just like, when does it stop? Like, you made a Twitter account of me. Congratulations. I don't really give a fuck, dude. Like, cool story. I don't care.
Oh, you
like,
don't mind?
It's not going to make me kill myself, which is, I'm sure that you want. It's
No,
not
I
gonna-
really don't like this whole, like, you're stalking me. I don't think about you at all. Like, what are you talking about? These people are so obsessed with themselves. It's wild.
to make me go to a mental institution. It's not going to do any of that, because I know at the end of the day, all this shit that you're doing to me, and the reason why I've stayed quiet is because I am coming for you. Legally, I am coming for you.
She's coming for
you
me,
have no
guys.
fucking idea. You think you're fucking on top of it. You think because you just won for beating a 16-year-old child in court, and you think that you're the highest person on the mountain right now and that you're God. Well, guess what? The news is coming for you, so you stand by on that, sweetie. Keep
Like, I love the arrogance with her. If I could probably find a million screenshots of her saying, stay tuned. Remember, this was always her MO in the Tony Lombardi days. Like, stay tuned. I'm a former state trooper. I know how the law works. You're screwed. There's a huge investigation into you. Leigha, dear, like, you should know better than anyone that, first of all, I don't know why Crissy would make an account like that and post those images of you. Apparently you like it, so that's good. You don't mind it. You know, I've always said you should go that career path, follow your dream. You know, it was really your destiny. Storm Part 2. They claim there's like some big thing coming. Like, it's coming. Like, well, not just me this time. Like, it's, for once, it's not coming on LG. It's coming from LG. And they're gonna, you know, I guess I'm getting, like, what is it? Like she should know better than anyone. There's no such thing as revenge porn in the state. You should know that because, you know, those videos, obviously. Extra emoji in the house. but just the confidence of this all about, oh, what'd you say? Investigation's coming? Let me play it again. Just listen to the confidence in this. I love the confidence.
Legally, I am coming for you.
Ooh.
You have no fucking idea. You think you're fucking on top of it. You think because you just won for beating a 16-year-old child in court, and you think that you're the highest person on the mountain right now and that you're God. Well, guess what? The news is coming for you. So you stand by on that, sweetie.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Keep going. Keep going. I dare you to. Go ahead. Make your next actual live show this week. You know it's going to be about us. You know it's going to be about this whole show.
Well, it's
you're
about
like,
Ratchet
Leah was wrecker on there and fucking meh. Do it.
Yes,
do whatever you want. Keep going. I dare you to.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They're accepted.
Hey, Aidan, you're talking all this shit about her too, which is funny as fuck because I remember the night you were caught trying to buy pussy behind her back, and we had to restart the show 3 times, and you were so
trying to buy pussy behind. These people have quite an imagination, don't they? Quite an imagination.
The turtle girl. It was one of the turtle chicks. I forget.
The fake suicide. I remember that. Aidan,
oh yeah.
Where you said,
wait. Brett's saying I have a fake suicide. Like, is not this guy? Listen to this.
That's why he's obsessed with fucking Leah here, is because she dumped him. She saw through him eventually.
Best thing that ever happened to him.
And then the fake suicide. I remember that, Aidan.
Like the fake suicide, dude. You're in Ratchet Madness because I had to call the cops on you for a wellness check because you faked the suicide during a live stream. That literally happened during a fucking live stream. You faked having a gun in your mouth and said that you wanted to kill yourself. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, says there's a way. Come on. Like, these people.
He said, obviously, I can't let these idiots know I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, sure, I did.
Faked a mental illness and suicide.
Oh, right. Yeah,
disgusting.
You remember, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
I was
because I kept trying to break up with him and leave him.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was like, you know what?
Yeah, that's what happened. Sure.
He got off and got home. Okay, so she said she wanted to kill herself or some shit.
It's like the civil service police exam, right? So anybody can take the civil service police exam in Massachusetts, right? You don't get a background check. You just pay the $100 and take the test. Anybody can do it. And I could be like, yeah, I passed the fucking test. I'm going to be a cop. No, that's not the way it works. They have a background. They have PT. They have psych.
Yeah, she always tells the story about, I was about to kill myself. No, you weren't. You will never stop it. Stop it. You have no shame. So anyway, I ruined, like, you literally, like, talk about no shame. Imagine, like, having me ruin your life and then making videos like that. Come on, stop it. They're literally, like, the worst people on YouTube, like, the worst people in the world. Like, some of the, like, none of them have any redeeming qualities. They just sit there. None of them have jobs, first of all. They just stream all the time. None of them ever work. None of them own property. They're all missing teeth and shit. None of them have anything like, they're all living in trailers. Like, remember, Lee was about to move in with Landon fucking Steele, a man she never met in Montana before. That happened. I helped her make like 10 grand on a GoFundMe when she got chewed up again, constantly getting chewed up. And she's literally just a backyard breeder now. So that's her life. So there you go. You got that going for you. But yeah, I'm the shitty one. Also, thanks 7-pounder. Sends $15 for Brett versus Cade Peter in the finals. We'll see about that, son. We will see about that. Now, Paige is smart. I like Paige. I don't really know Paige at all, but just from the comments I've seen in Discord and stuff, like, and from Lagoon, it's like, you guys are too. It gets very clear you're much smarter than the people in those groups. So yeah, not that that's hard, but you are smarter than them. Anyway, anyone else have any other questions they want to ask me? Fire away. I had Crissy court today. Dude, Crissy was there. I wish I had the audio of. I probably do have it somewhere. Like, don't show up to court. Where's that audio? They you know when they said that? Remember Kate's like, don't show up to court. She will have men with her. That woman will not be alone, Aidan. She will have men with her. She was talking about Crissy the first time that I went and I confronted Crissy at the courthouse. But since then, I've gone to literally, they're like, we're all going to be there. We're all going to have Crissy's back. I literally have not missed a single Crissy court date. I go to all of them and they're never there. And Crissy's always alone. Crissy got there today, like 45 minutes late. I swear to God, dude, she was hiding in the bathroom. She was hiding in the bathroom. Did you guys see the video of when I audited her? Let's check out that, shall we? Let me pull these. So she was there by herself. So check this out. This is too good. All right. There it is. Look at this. Criminal defendant. She had no one to sit with, so she had to sit between some Puerto Rican guy with a chin strap and an attorney who's not her attorney, and just sat there like the criminal that she is and awaited her turn to be called. Alone. No one was there to have her back. No one. She's the most evil of all of them, by the way. Like, she is worse than all of them. You think she's just not going on. She's a pussy, though. That's the thing about Crissy, is the other ones at least go on panel and humiliate themselves. She can't afford to do that because she owns property. She owns a house. She owns a business. They do windows and shit. They fucking sponsor softball teams in town in Uxbridge. So she can't afford to do the things that they do because she still has to masquerade as a member of society. But she is the biggest psycho of all of them. And I did audit her outside of court. Have you guys seen the video yet of me? I just try to ask her some questions, but she doesn't want to talk, I guess. Sociopath is a great word.
Ms. Yakimowsky, Ms. Yakimowsky, do you have any comment for the victims of the wiretapping? Ms. Yakimowsky, are your customers at Royal Thermal View aware that you've been charged with 2 felonies, Ms. Yakimowsky?
First of all, she wore fucking jeans and open-toed sandals. Like,
Ms. Yakimowsky, did you tell 𝗃𝗏𝗃 that you were recording her call when you hit the record button? Was she made aware of it? Any comment, Ms. Yakimowsky? Ms. Yakimowsky, are you worried that this will affect your business? The felony charges, have you made customers aware of what is happening? Ms. Yakimowsky, are there more victims of the wiretapping?
Extensions. Oh, I should have.
What do you say to the allegations that you're running an anonymous Twitter account, reporting to be a former state trooper sharing illicit pictures?
What?
Any comment?
Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Oh my God! Look at this guy. He's like fucking Tony Maz.
Attorney?
Attorney?
Guess not.
I should have asked him about his strategy. I'm like, why are you taking this to trial? Because 𝗃𝗏𝗃 offered her 10 grand today. You know how flustered Crissy was by this, dude? She sat in the bathroom. Her car was there before anyone else's. She was in the courthouse. She must have been hiding in the bathroom until her lawyer got there because she was so afraid. I'm not going to hurt you, Crissy. We're just here to ask you some questions. We're just here to ask you. And by the way, how are your life choices going, Crissy? You could have been one of us. You could have been having a good time. Ratchet Madness, always a fun time of the year. But instead, you made the very wise decision to align yourself with the child abuser and something called Team Storm because you thought I was down and you're going to get me. How'd that turn out, dear? How'd that turn out? I'll be at your next court date, too. I'll be at all of them. I'll be there when you're convicted. And then I'll be contacting all of your customers to let them know that you wiretap their phone calls, too, because you probably do. Because you got cameras in your house, don't you? And when you have employees work there, like you know who, you and I both know who's working in your house, and you're filming her, aren't you? You're filming her. And you didn't tell her that, did you? So that's wiretapping too. So I'll be testifying at the trial, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. Oh, this one page is the wildest fucking thing you've ever seen. So basically, the reason I thought I was hacked, Crissy was what I thought was a good friend of mine. And she helped with the blog, except she wasn't allowed to be helping with the blog because she is currently being charged with 2 felony crimes of wiretapping, like real wiretapping. They always talk about wiretapping. This is actual real wiretapping. She recorded a phone call of a woman that we wrote a story about named 𝗃𝗃𝗃 and sent it to me and didn't tell me it was illegally recorded. I played it on video and 𝗃𝗃𝗃 heard it, realized she didn't consent to that, called the police. They contacted Crissy. She admits to it like a dumbass instead of saying, I want to talk to a lawyer, admits to 2 felony charges. They asked me about it. Did you know? I go, no, she didn't tell me. She just sends me a fucking video. I play it, period. And as part of her probation, she was not allowed to have anything to do with Turtleboy. But the whole time I knew she was behind the scenes. She was getting me to write more blogs about the victim before court dates to try to wind her up. And so I have all this dirt on her, right? Like I could turn on her whenever I wanted. But I don't because she's a friend. I thought she was a friend. And then what does she do? She starts screenshotting our conversations, sending them to Crusty Panties and Dump Truck, and convincing me that I'm hacked because next thing you know, Crusty Panties starts repeating our conversations verbatim, knows all this shit that you could only know if you were reading me and Crissy's conversations. And I never suspected that she would do something like that. So I legitimately thought I was hacked. She urged me to go to the fucking state police and the Holden police. And I did. I was going to hand in my devices by December 29th, after the Brett court date. And after Brett had access to my whole speech that I was going to read in court that day. I'm like, how the fuck did Brett get that? Crissy gave it to him. Crissy was doing it the whole fucking time. So when I find this out a couple weeks later, I'm like, what a fucking dumbass. She still has these charges coming up. Does she not realize that I have evidence that she's been violating this fucking probation the entire time? She could have waited like a few more months to burn me and wait for this all to go away. And then I couldn't do shit to her. But she does it right fucking before, like an impulsive dumbass that she is. And here we are. And I'm going to be at every fucking court date because you violated me. You violated Lauren Murray. You violated Joelle. You violated a lot of fucking people. And odd, strange bedfellows, here I am with fucking 𝗃𝗃𝗃 at court. I'm sitting with 𝗃𝗃𝗃. Why did she do that? Yes, not only to help Kate, because she's a psychopath. There's only other, like, she's a sociopath. Like, if you saw our messages, and by the way, there's also a lot of sexting messages in there. Like, she was horny, very horny, constantly, like, oh, like, let me tell you, like, one of the most out of control sexual things I've ever seen. And why did she do it? That's a great question. I think she's just a psychopath. Like, the only other, like, she decided I'm a bad person one day. She just woke up and she's like, oh, actually, Aidan's bad. I don't actually like him. And I'm going to actively try to, I'm going to go to this woman. By the way, you should have seen the shit she said about Kate. And Leigha, she called DCF on Leigha. I got the screenshots in the group chat. She called DCF on Leigha. She went to Leah's work. She's the one who's probably posting her nudes right now. Like, she's a psychopath. And I don't know if she's by herself now or what, but good job. And there is rumors that she fucked 𝗃𝗃𝗃's autistic adult son, although we could never prove it. He claims it happened, but how do you prove, it happened? But she would complain, oh my God, 𝗃𝗃𝗃's son is sending me dick pics again. And then it hit me. He's sending you dick pics because you're fucking him. She fucked the victim's son to get more access to the victim. That is fucking dedication right there to being a psychopath. Like, you fucked the victim, the woman you wiretapped, you fucked her son, who's like autistic and crazy, to get close to the mother. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. No, we're not talking about Leigha. We're talking about 𝗃𝗃, the victim. No, Leigha has no kids. No, thank God. Thank God. I mean, she's way too selfish. I think she wrote about, and she wrote a book in which she talked about, and for some reason she decided to share with the world that she got an abortion when she was 16. And she wrote in the book that she was mad that other women at the abortion clinic were talking about going to see Titanic. And she yelled at them for talking about going to see a movie when they're getting an abortion. Meanwhile, you're getting an abortion too. You think you're better than them? You're all doing the same fucking thing. Can they not enjoy a movie afterwards? Like, what the fuck? Oh. Yeah, so she called, so Leigha was engaged. So basically the thing with her was she, like, for after 6 weeks of whatever, she wanted me to fucking, like, move in. Like, it was crazy. Like, oh, your kids can sleep here. I'm like, are you crazy? You have man-eating dogs in your house. Also, I barely know you. And you want, this is crazy. I'll show you the text. I got the text. Remind me to bring those up sometime. I never want to rehash this, but if she wants to fucking dance, we can dance. So she's telling me, oh, I never thought this would hurt so much. She's like, I've been crying all day at work. You don't think I got those messages, girl? You don't think I got those messages? You want me to bring them up? Should I bring them up? Should we do this? Are we going to do this right now? I don't know. But she's like, I'm going to get them. Hold on. I'll show you. You think I'm fucking lying? Hold on. You can't have kids if you take it in the face. No, you can't. Yeah, you got that right, 𝗃𝗶𝗴𝗹. You got that right. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Oh my God. Oh God, this is so fucking cringe. Okay, guys, this is going to be really cringe what I'm about to show you. So bear with me. But she doesn't show these ones ever. It's always like, read me. I can't believe. Okay. I can't believe how much this hurts just to even remotely think about you not being part of my life. My stomach is in knots. I want nothing more than for you to be with me for the rest of my life. I thought about us living together, getting married someday, being a stepmom. Like, bitch, are you crazy? That's when I'm like, bitch, are you crazy? I can't even focus at work. I keep running into the bathroom crying. And she's calling me like, you're a selfish coward. Why don't you just fucking leave your kids for me? Oh, that's when I realized. So, like, she'll, of course, say, oh, he wanted, like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch, I got so many of those. You don't think I got so many of those, do you? Tell the truth, girl. Tell the truth. What you just saw there, that's the truth. That's the truth. Oh, my God. Imagine saying that. I want to be a fucking stepmom. And so immediately after, like, months of this went on. It was crazy. And then finally, I snapped. Okay? That's when I had the mental health break. Snapped. It was fucking horrible. Like, it was crazy. It was so much. It was insane. And so it was just a lot of shit added up. Let's put it that way. And then immediately, like within days, she immediately has because this is what narcissists do. Immediately has a replacement, a new guy, 28 years old, cop, meathead, and immediately has to start posting pictures on Instagram. I'm so happy. I found the love of my life. Some people told me I would never find true love. But look at me now, world. And just constantly posts pictures. I go, she's going to be engaged within 2 months. Watch. She's engaged within 2 months. Okay. The guy has a 6-year-old daughter. I have a 6-year-old daughter at the time. Like, it was like fucking freaky. Like the same fucking age. and then starts posting pictures of the girl on social media constantly, like someone else's fucking kid, saying, I can't wait to be your stepmom. And you just saw those. I want to be a stepmom. I can't wait to be a stepmom. And yeah, so that, like, we were in the group chat, we were really concerned about this because that girl should not be around man-eating dogs. Like, it was dangerous. Like that. And so that poor guy had a nice life going for him. He had a kid. He had a good job. He was a Pembroke, New Hampshire police officer. She convinced him to quit his job to start a dog ranch with her called Blackstone Canine and buy a fucking house and excavate the whole backyard and build fucking kennels and shit. Fast forward 5-6 months later, when her and I go to court over the revenge porn, and he hears all the truth about it all, and he walks out disgusted, and he goes down to the courthouse, and he gets an order on her. He got a restraining order on her after she assaulted him, and she's not allowed anywhere near him. So he lost his job, his house, and he started drinking. He got a DUI 6 months later. That's the trail of destruction she left behind. And this poor fucking guy didn't even know the whole time that the whole thing was just to make me, she was trying to make me be like, look what you missed out on. You could have had all this. Bitch, I don't want that. No man wants that. Nobody wants your old ass, your 42-year-old ass. Stop it with the Botox. Chill. Boiling bunnies galore. Seriously, like just sick in the fucking head. Sick. But that's the real story. That's the real story. And she worked at Falcon Canine. And Tyler Falconer used to send her dick pics too. That was right around the same time. Fact. I mean, I think of that poor. I mean, I talk to him sometimes. He's a moron, obviously. I mean, how are you going to let your kid around this? She wanted to meet mine. I'm like, no, are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. KP's violation hearing. That's May 5th. Yeah. I mean, that's the truth of it. I mean, there's more to it, guy. Like, if I could show you all the conversations, you'd be like, holy shit. Like, trying to convince me. They won't. The kids won't care. You'll be fine. You're a coward. For not, like, I'm like, what? I'm crying at work all day. Grow up. Grow up. Anyway, I mean, just a crazy story. Should I find people, like, bring them up? There's a lot to it. I feel like I've just kind of, Laura knows the whole story. It's a long fucking story. And so after I had that kind of mental health breakdown in February of 2021, Crissy starts a group chat and invites me in it. And she's like, we're going to support you. We're going to help you out in any way you can. Keep the blog going, do what you have to do. And she would message me and tell me her personal stories about, mental health issues and feeling suicidal and blah, blah, blah. She crashed her fucking car into a tree apparently one time. That probably should have been a red flag. And said that her ex-husband was abusive. I ended up talking to the ex-husband. It's all made up. All made up. He's a really nice guy, good father. He'll have custody of those kids when she goes to jail. Yeah, I feel awful for that guy too. I mean, he did it to himself. Because I had a conversation. So I called. So here's how this is how it all got bad. It was the constant pictures of the kid with the man-eating dogs. And eventually I saw it. I'm like, my daughter's that age. Like, that kid's going to get chewed up. I'm telling you, that kid's going to get chewed up. It's going to happen. And if I was the mother of that kid, I would want to know. So I contacted the mother. And I said, just to let you know, this, her nickname is 𝗬𝗄𝗄. You understand why? And it's fucking dangerous. And she's like, oh, I know. This woman's a psychopath. And she's already, like, trying to, like, win over she was posting fucking pictures with, like, the girl saying how much she loves her. Like, it was constant on Instagram. Constant. The love of my life. We're soulmates. First of all, bitch, you're like 15 years older than him. And it was all for me. It was all just a fucking show for me to be like, look what you're missing, red meat. Yikes. Yikes. post the hoodie pic. What hoodie pic? There's so many fucking crazy pics. Should I show some more? Fuck it. Let's get crazy in there. I probably have some more. What hoodie pic you talking about, Sarah? Oh, the kids. Oh, I forgot about that one. That one's crazy. Oh, that one's crazy. Oh, I got that somewhere. Hold on. I'll message myself that one's fucking crazy. Okay. So I don't know how we came up, started talking about this, but cat's out of the bag. Fuck it. Who cares? All right. There's so many fucking goddamn images in here. Stand by. You're right. That is one of the most fucked up ones. Hold on. Promise this will be good. Wait till you see this shit. This is craziness. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hashtag family. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then the friend that I think she coerced into suicide, that one for attention, who she claims is her best friend. That's a crazy story too. Hold on. Dude, if I knew we were going to talk about this, I would have come prepared. But here I am. Okay. I found him. All right. So check out some of this shit. Oh, here's the good shit. All right, you ready for this? Let's go. I got him ready to go. Stand by. Promise this will be worth it. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here, all right, let's bring it up. So this guy is a state trooper, right? And he was married, and she was banging him. And notice he's got a daughter, same fucking age, always the same fucking age, and tried to get him to leave for years. 2 years. Didn't happen. Because who wants to leave that nice kid? Like, who would ever leave their kid for her? Obviously, that's insane, right? Like, no fucking man would do something like that. So, hold on, what happened? Wasn't there more here? Okay. So then one day, the girl's mother changes her profile picture to this, right? Because he doesn't leave her, right? So this is the girl's mother's profile picture. 3 fucking days later, this is her profile picture. 3 fucking days later. I mean, do you see what's happening here? Like, is this not the craziest shit you've ever seen? She was jealous of the fucking girl because the guy chose the fucking girl, his 12-year-old fucking daughter over her. Like that, like, dude, is that not the most bunny boiler shit you've ever seen? But look at this shit posting this. Her drawing of us, a guy that she just fucking met. This is what this poor guy got conned into. Constantly. Family. Oh my God. Can't put into words how great of a day. Yeah. We're getting like constantly posting pictures of another woman's kid. Like constantly. Family. Wouldn't that make you uncomfortable? Like if you were the mother? Having your soulmate be your best friend. I'm so thankful that this man. Yeah, and then he got a restraining order on you. He got a restraining order in your ass. Yikes. And, oh, man. Oh, that's different. Let's see. Beautiful family. Yeah. I mean, how would you like to have your kid paraded around like this? You know? Or this one? This chick. So this girl died and committed suicide. I never once was this woman's name ever brought up. I've never heard of her before. Then starts posting, this is my best friend. A week later, the girl dies. Committed suicide by jumping out of a building. And she's soaking up all the attention for it. I'm so sorry. My best friend. She constantly posts about this girl. My best friend. I never heard of her in my life. Somebody say Michelle Carter? Just saying. Fucking bunny. Like, dude, I just go back to this one. Again. This. 3 days later. 3 fucking days. Like, what the fuck is that? Is that not the creepiest thing you've ever seen? Jumped out of a fucking 3rd-story building, like a barn. She claimed that this woman, I never heard of her before. Her name's Allison. She's like, she's my best friend. Like, she was her best friend after she died. She posted that picture. A week later, Allison was dead. And then she's like, oh my God, guys, my best friend died. What? No, she doesn't do that. She's not like that crafty enough. She's not smart enough to. Like, she's much dumber than the rest of them. The rest of them are dumb. She's the dumbest, which is scary because she used to be a state police officer with the ability to arrest people and investigate crimes. She couldn't spell. She doesn't know how to spell my fucking name. Oh, I want to live the rest of my life and be a stepmom. Bitch, you can't spell my name. You can't even come close. She spelled my last name, K-I. When she tried to get an order on me, she spelled the K-I-E-R-N-E-Y. That's not even close. She can't spell lose. She spells it loose. No, that's your meat flaps. L-O-S-E. Yikes. Yeah, dude, I did a whole Turtle Club episode on this. There's so much fucking more. You have no idea. You have no fucking idea. The craziness. And like, so basically how this happened, after a while, I just contacted the mother of the, when I started seeing all the pictures of the kid in there, that got to me. As a father, that got to me. I'm like, I'd want to know. So I contacted the mother, who thanked me for it. Her name's Taylor. And she's like, she's scary. And so then the mother contacts the father, his fiance, and he's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then next thing you know, I get a rage text from something called Me So Horny, one of her alts, saying, I'm going to fucking destroy you now. I'm going to burn everything. It's coming. 2 weeks later, Crusty Panties has the videos. So she sent her the videos to get revenge on me warning a mother that her kid might be in danger. So there's that. But I ain't the one that called DCF. That was Crissy because, oh yeah, we got the screenshots. Anyway. Yes, you will. You can view all the old Turtle Club episodes on there. That's correct. That's how she spelled my fucking name. And that's how she spelled every fucking dude. You got to see it. Like the report she wrote, like she's so stupid. I remember just hearing, I'm like, are you crazy? You think me and you? No, stop it. Did any of her convictions get tossed? Yes, several of them did. I interviewed one of the women that she arrested for a DUI and got off because of this. She's exonerated. But it is what it is. Just stay away, John. I mean, I don't care. She's like, she knows what she's doing. Like, she will never have a short for the rest of her life. Well, not for the rest of her life. For at least 10 more years, she will be able to get what she wants out of men doing what she does. And that's fine. But like, at least I didn't go full Jordan. Like, I didn't do what he did. Like, at least I had the mental capacity to be like, nope, I'm not doing that. Nope. But it was just constant pressure. It was just constant, like, you need to do this. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, it was just like, I'm like, no. And then, like, just the mental beatdown of, like, you're a coward for not doing this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, am I? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck, marry, kill. Okay, well, first of all, obviously kill is Kate. Duh. Because she's not. The other two, fuck, marry, both involve sex. So that eliminates KP immediately, obviously. So she's kill immediately. Oh, my God, though. Oh. Imagine being married to either one of them. Oh. Yikes. I don't know. I don't know, man. A bigger define thirst trap. Like an attention whore? How do we define thirst trap? Because they're very different people. One is quiet and kind of works behind the scenes to cause chaos. The other is overtly in front of you, running her mouth and can't shut the fuck up. Sounds like I'm obsessed? Okay, sure thing. Right. All right. Anybody else have any questions? What does Crissy look like? I mean, she's skinny. You saw her, like, she's small, but the eyes are fucking weird on that one. She got the crazy eyes. Yeah, that's a big thing. You know, like, I don't believe in introducing kids that you're like a long time. Like, don't do that to your kids. Unless you know as a fact, like, this is permanent. The kids don't need to meet the fucking latest girlfriend if it ain't gonna, you know what I mean? They don't need that. They don't need to meet new adults. Like, it's confusing to them. And I'm anti that. She can hit the senior circuit and still. Yeah, you're not kidding. I never introduced my kids to guys. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no point. Unless you're like getting married or you're engaged, like real engaged. Not like we all knew her engagement wasn't going to work out because you got him to propose to you 2 months after meeting him. And it was all just to make me mad. Kirk ranted about Jerry. I got to hear that. Oh, boy. I got to hear that. I got to hear that. President Trump. Oh, my God. Your questions right now are just wild. I don't think President Trump gets it. I don't think he's getting the big picture here. Page B gets it. Celtics, Bruins play. I mean, I do think the Bruins are going to win the Stanley Cup this year. I just think they're so good that it's just going to carry them. But hockey, anything can happen. Celtics, I think they're both going to win the championship. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they're both going to win the championship. Boom, done. I brought new girlfriends around, but would just say he or she's got a mother. No offense. Yeah, there you go. Oh, he's had a bad night. Okay. Are you going to be my new daddy? Yeah. Yeah, basically, KG gets it. It's just like, yeah, it was like literally that. Like, imagine, like, obviously, no, they still haven't charged that lunatic, those assholes. Like, why would you want, if you were her, like, why would you want to, 1 minute, you want to get married? Are you crazy? Like, what? It's crazy talk. Why? Why me? It's like, oh, yeah, because I have power. Like, that's all it was. It's just like, well, I ruined your life, but I can kind of help. I'm also the only one that can fix it. And you have no shame, clearly. So there's that. Did Kate win yet? Well, she's had some L's lately. And right now she's trying to do damage control because Merb found out that she's a liar, that she's a thief, and she's trying to do damage control. Notice that she's not bad-mouthing him because she knows, like, she really wants to win. It means a lot to her when Merb says, I like Kate. I like, he always has that caveat. So here's all, Kate's a liar, a fraud. She lied to my face. Everything she says is untrue. She admitted she fraud dork. I like Kate. I like Kate. I don't like Aidan. I don't like Aidan. The guy who, as it turns out, is actually the good guy in all this. I don't like him. But I like Kate because she's fun. She's fun. What's to who? The Pilgrims? Who the fuck would find her fun? Yeah, I guess she's fun. But yeah, I guess I just bring credibility. I don't know. No, so yeah, so they definitely didn't charge. That sucks. Anyway, I wasn't expecting this route tonight. Basically, don't send her nudes. And that's the thing. She showed me other guys' things. Oh, we got something here. I gotta, hold on. What's this tape? Hold on. Old friend. Copy this. What do we got here? 37.35. It says, okay, I got a tip here. Just the tip. Oh, it's a link to my show. So this is, it says, the tip says, go to 37.35. Let's see what it says. Oh, interesting. Let me play this.
The closer that she gets to 18, the more that you may or may not see her, respond to the shit. I would not want to be in the way of this kid. I really would not, because she will fuck you up.
She actually, so this is, I should have played that in court. There's just so much audio of her saying shit like that. My kid will fuck you up if she rips down butts. My kid will fuck you up. Oh yeah, I bet you're real proud of that. Good job, Mom. I'm proud of my kid for performing in a recital and doing well in a cheer competition. I'm proud of my son because he can write complete sentences and he likes sports. Other people are proud of their kids because they will fuck up their rivals on YouTube. But yeah, I'm the threat to the kid, right? Okay, sure thing. Yeah, it's just the eyes. It's the eyes. Something's wrong with her eyes. The eyes would be a problem for me. Well, isn't Merb gay? Merb is gay, right? That's not like he is gay, doesn't he? I'm glad he doesn't like you. That's a good point, Castle. It adds authenticity to it, doesn't it? Or maybe he just says that to make it seem authentic. Because he doesn't want to go full Team Turtleboy, right? Because then they'll be like, add him to the list. He's the enemy. He kind of keeps his legitimacy by saying that. Interesting. To a guy or a girl? Oh, he's sarcastic. Okay. I don't really get him. I don't get him. So I mean, how can you not if you're like what honestly, what does he dislike about me? Seriously. Not that I care, by the way. The weird part about him is he's like antisocial. Like he messages me out of the blue the other day and says, like he just messages me and he goes, do you have the court audio of the hearing where Kate got you the HBO temporary? Yeah, so I send it. You don't have her affidavit, do you? Yeah, I do. I got that for you. Send it. Did Kate get the HBO? No. And I send him that whole thing. Can I play the transcript? Yes. And that's fucking it. He doesn't say like, oh, thanks. Or, wow, that's crazy. That's fucked up. He's interested in getting this all. He's working with me he's working with me to expose Kate. Is he not? Is that not what he's doing? Working with me to expose Kate? And it was successful, I think. Like he's done more damage to her reputation than I ever could. Ever. He thanked me. Yeah. So come on. He doesn't dislike me. He just can't afford to be buddy with me on this platform because he still has an interest in that community. But how did he even come about? He was just of all the Peter eaters out there, he was the only one I noticed who was intelligent, like that has like a job. He's a lawyer and he's got a YouTube channel where he talks about legal stuff. And so it's really important that she keeps him in the orbit because he is the only legitimate associate that she has. Everyone else who follows her is missing teeth, is like, Welsh news now. Like that's stupid. Like people like that. So you guys know Merb better than I do. Okay, that's cool. So he's not actually gay. I don't fucking know. I don't care if he is or not. Irish Demon, but he's trying to bang her, And by the way, like Merb knows Irish Demon's a joke. He's shit on him for it. Like he's defended me so many times. He's like, oh, Irish Demon, the guy that came here and pretended that he was going to have a friendly conversation and only waited to run his mouth when he got back safely across the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, right. That guy sounds legitimate. So he likes just talking about auditors and shit, I mean, that guy is just stupid. Like I destroyed him in that debate. Destroyed him. And he thinks he's so smart. He thinks he's like so knowledgeable. It's like, dude, you don't even live in this country. You don't know anything about how our courts work, but you keep talking about them. Yeah, so he is a good guy, right? He does tell it like he sees it. Like I see no ulterior motive. I thought he was completely fair with me when he brought me on his stream. Completely fair. Said he broke a guy's leg once. Welsh did. Sure he did. The guy can't even show his face. Anyway, I got to go take a leak, so I'm going to end this now. But hey, thank you guys for supporting me tonight. I don't want to miss any donos if I got any. Let me see. Oh, I got another turtle chat here from 𝗃𝗏𝗃 sends $10. Thank you, 𝗃𝗏𝗃. I appreciate that. And Scott Starboard says, I hope 2023 Ratchet Madness will be available to purchase on TV Dealers t-shirts. Yeah, I should make some t-shirts for those. Maybe we'll put some out tomorrow. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for supporting me. Ratchet Madness starts Monday. You all have a great night, and we'll see Turtle Club people on Thursday night. Peace, Turtle Runners.